Hello, Shara. Welcome to another episode of Strange Seeds. Thank you for joining us again this week. I am once again Veronica, the GM, and as part of our sound check, I'll have all of our players go ahead and say hello. Thomas,
Hello. Always good to see everybody.
Q,
Hey.
Faro,
Good afternoon or appropriate time of day to everyone.
mhm, and Alana.
Hey everyone, excited to be back.
Yeah, absolutely. Cap is going to be unable to be with us this week. They're just not feeling well, so I hope that they feel better, and we'll see them in on a later episode. Um, Also, as a note, even though my lovely and brilliant wife, Ellery, um, was help playing one of the NPCs last week. She'll not be doing that this week, so you'll have to deal with me as a poor substitute for her. Um, so we'll see how that goes. But looks like the chat's saying that sound is good, so we are on a good thing. We'll start off with our announcements. Um, the usual stuff. If you like what we do, please join us on Patreon. The link is below. And what else? Um, well, I'll do a couple of go announcements around the group, and then we'll get to some of the special stuff that I wanted to talk about. So, Farah, why don't you go ahead?
So, as usual, I have an amazing piece of art by my lovely wife. This is from our most recent Inktober book. It is called Wings Extended, and we just ordered the final proof to make sure everything's good, and it will likely be available on my wife's Etsy store later this month. It is about griffins and birdwatching.
Awesome.
So, this is a lovely quail and ocelot griffin, I believe.
Christine always does the best work, so
She does.
I'm really excited to see that more and more of that's getting out there.
Thanks.
Okay. And we had some another thing from that Alana can tell us.
Yeah, there will be more news on this coming soon, I think. But one of the other Myst hats I wear is working with the Myst documentary team. And we've been hard at work on a few things, but one of them is the community archive site that we talked a little bit about at Mysterium. It's been in the works for a long time, and we're hoping to launch it by the end of this month or next month. And that will be a place for backers to upload their Myst stories, whether in video or audio form or images or writing. And it will be open for anyone in the community to visit as a library of everyone's kind of rich and varied and very personal stories with the Myst franchise. So excited to share more about that in the future.
That sounds terrific. I'm already thinking about things I want to add.
Same.
So that's pretty
Awesome.
awesome. Okie doke. The things that I want to talk about, we've got a couple uh, interesting things that we're going to be revealing during this stream. It is our 1 year anniversary. So, the game has been going on a year. This is our 13th monthly episode. So, I'm really glad that the game has had enough momentum and interest just to keep going this long. It's been a long time since I had a really long um, game that I've GM'd, so I'm really, really happy with where we are on it. And I'm really happy that I've been able to at least make things entertaining enough that everyone is still interested in what's happening. So, hopefully, some interesting things will happen this week. As a part of that, there's a couple new things that we're going to have available. First is that I am putting information about this game on a website called World Anvil. World Anvil is a website dedicated to world building and for people to display their worlds and their games, so that other people can see it. I am a guild master on that site, which means I pay them money. Um, but it's a really cool place if you like building worlds. There's lots of templates and prompts, and they've simplified certain things to make nice looking web pages. There's tools for creating maps, creating timelines, dictionaries, all kinds of stuff. Um, our website up there is relatively simple right now. I'm going to go ahead and drop that link in chat. Um, and I'll put it in all my chats here. And um, this is just the beginning of what we've got there. We've got just the basics. We've got our PCs with their character sheets. Um, our players are going to be continuing to develop their pages on these on here, so that you'll learn more and more about um, our adventurers. We're also in the midst of adding information on the various ages that we've um, explored, and we'll be going into more details on the NPCs. You can see some pictures uh, on some of the website, little portraits of the characters that were made with um, a avatar maker from League of Legends. Um, so um, you can just kind of get an idea of how other players see how their characters look. Um, as always, um, if you have suggestions or critiques or notice that I've misspelled something somewhere, please let me know. Members of the Patreon will start getting we'll start putting in notifications on the Patreon for when we make any major updates, and that includes, like I said, more NPCs, um, more descriptions of the ages, and we're also planning to put up summaries of various sessions up there that will help people to kind of catch up. Another thing that's going to be happening is that the Patreon had a podcast at one point, and that's kind of fallen by the wayside. Um, but we are going to take the podcasts that we have created and put them up on YouTube. So that with the Inkworks and the RPG, our YouTube page up there, so that you can find those there. There's some very good introductions to the role-playing game, the Unwritten role-playing game up there, when we discuss with Lenny Balsera, who was our development editor, and um, he was named in the RPG industry. He's a really nice guy, and a very big Myst fan, which is always good. Um, and we will be having more. There'll be more. I'm sorry. Give me my brain's a little scattered. There will be more live streams happening. This live stream continues to happen the first Sunday of every month. And I am doing weekly live streams on Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday dedicated to Myst games or Myst-like games and talking about role playing. And then Thursday is just kind of a random thing for me to do fun stuff. And the fourth Saturday of the month, Ellery will be hosting a sort of out of character unwritten podcast. Written stream where we will discuss various things about Unwritten, whether it's building puzzles, or talking to people who play, or just answering questions. It'll be just sort of an interesting sort of discussion thing that we'll do every month. So that's coming up as well. And finally, Thomas has been doing a lot of work, and if you look in the various places, he's been posting some pictures of the woodworking that he's been doing, of gaming accessories, bespoke gaming accessories made by him, and they're just absolutely beautiful. Like I said, there's some pictures that he's been posting, and when we get to our break today, I will go ahead and play a video that he's made of showing the wide variety of different things that he's made, and they're absolutely beautiful. So, stay tuned for the middle of the game there, and you'll get to see that. So, Lots of things going on, and lots of things going on with our characters too. So, Pharaoh has volunteered to do our recap from last session. So, if I haven't forgotten anything, have I forgotten anything, anybody? No?
Not that I remember.
Okay, that's good. I need to stop talking anyways, otherwise I won't stop. Um, okay.
Um,
Oh,
that's an excellent question, Junie.
oh,
That's
I was
a
never gone.
that's a TBD, I believe,
yes.
right now.
Is Thomas's work for sale or just for his personal use? That is under discussion, and hopefully, if things go well, um, those things will become a lot more available to people out there. We don't want to make any promises yet, um, but hopefully, we were going to make a lot available to lots of different people out there. So, stay tuned in the next couple months for the more information on that too.
Yeah, and we'll definitely. I understand the photos don't really do a lot of things justice. Like you don't know what's inside that thing that says Myst on the left. We'll maybe be getting into a little bit of that and showing a little bit closer look at some of those things after the break too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okie doke. So, also, just one last thing that just the Inkworks Productions Twitch stream is an affiliate now, which means that you can do all the cool Twitch stuff, like you can get subscriptions, you can share using bits.
I
Um,
say, can I share bits now?
if you want, yeah, I think you can actually share
Yes.
bits. Um, and that's all just kind of ways of fun ways of kind of funding things back into what we're doing. Don't feel that you have to. And especially if you are a patron, we appreciate whatever help you've got there as well. Um, I think that's it. Okay, so um, let's go ahead and go over to Pharaoh, who's going to go ahead and give us our recap.
Alrighty. Of course, the very first thing we did was split the party.
Exactly, yeah. What you're never supposed to do.
So Kenneth, Celia, and Tome were going to Heller to look at what was left over of the building we blew up, while Landers and Chauvin were going to do some research on the seed, the tree, this whole cult thing. We first followed the group to Heller. They were accompanied by some muscle from the Reliama, Sundai and Tolina from the Guild of Caterers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let me look at the notes. They investigated the exploded building, discovered that someone had been there looking through the wreckage, and then proceeded to follow the tracks that left from that building to the next way station in the middle of the desert in Heller. Along the way, Tolina seemed to be interested in what was going on, while Sundai was not. They found another depot with a similar secret entrance and we'll say unfortunate chamber below. They're in there. They convinced Sundai to stay up above. Talia went down with them, and they found an old woman inside the chapel area. Ellery did a great job, by the way. The woman talked about the child has come, the seed will save all the seed chooses, uh, was appropriately cryptic, and eventually the group there learned that the woman was Tome's grandmother, and Tome was the child. Tome was strongly disagreed. Um, After removing the old woman's veil, she became more lucid and told a little bit about Tome's history. and ended with "Destiny is as destiny does." The Solia, Tome, and Kenneth brought the old woman back to the office in Denis, and that's where we left that group. Meanwhile, Landris and Mashavan were doing research. Very exciting. Wandered around the city, visiting various archives of various guilds. Ended up in the Guild of Writers archives, I think.
I think it was the
Yes,
archivists.
the archivists, the official
Yeah.
archives of Denis. Doing research, minding our own business, when a voice carried through the entire chamber. Where is Landris? Of course, it was Tellen. We proceeded to hide. After some discussion, uh, Landris and Mashavan decided to do the old distract and run strategy, where Landris went up to Tellen to distract him, while Mashavan slipped away in the crowd with all of our research books. It worked stunningly. Landris was so upset he almost, I don't know, passed out from rage. I think that is where we left off with the two of us.
Okay.
Yep, I think that's where we left off.
You guys were on the way to a spot north of the Great
Oh,
Zero.
You're correct. We were finally going to get that last key north of the Great Zero. Key as in something that goes in a lock, not something you wear on your wrist. And that is when we got the message from the Heller group about somebody investigating. I think that's it.
Okay. So
I think it's not.
oh, go ahead.
Did I miss something?
It's not a final key, right? That's where the chamber is that the keys would open, and maybe you were going to go scout that. I think, right?
Is that correct?
Because I think we already have all the keys.
Yes,
Yep.
That's right. We discovered there were 3 of them, and the one in Denis is the actual final place where the seed supposedly is. Yep.
Okay, so we're still got a split party at this point. But everybody is in Denis, but just different parts of Denis, is what it sounds like. Celia will have gone off to do some of her own research on things. And Kenneth and Toma are with the old woman whose name is Gela, who is Tome's grandmother and is, um, a voice of the seed, as it were. And Mashavan and Landris are headed to the location where the seed is supposed to be kept. Are we going to continue with a division here, or are we going to reaggregate? How do you want to do that?
I thought we were paying to come back so that we could get the old lady to Landris's age.
I think that's correct.
And
Sure.
Because it seemed like maybe if we go in that chamber, the end of the world starts.
It was implied.
Which means we should actually just keep Toma far away from there. if she is the child.
Right.
We should also keep her and the keys like Echo far away from there.
To be fair, I don't think we know that the child is the downfall of Dunny's civilization.
Well, I mean, you always blame your kids for that sort of thing, don't you?
Yeah.
Correlation does not imply causation, of course.
Exactly.
And my oldest gets to start driver's ed next week. Like,
Yeah, that is the end of the world, yeah.
That will be the downfall of civilization.
There you go.
insurance rates everywhere about to go up. Everybody, watch out.
Okay, so you guys are gonna then recongregate at the office?
Yes.
At
Okay.
the office or at Landris's age?
The office, because y'all have a couple Reliuma with you. No, the Reliuma are with Solia and Heller still.
I don't remember exactly what we did, but I think Tome
Yes.
went away with her grandma, right?
Yeah, Tome and Kenneth went back with the grandma, and Solia stayed with the Reluma and Heller.
Okay,
That is
so
correct.
Celia is still working with those
Yes.
Ronyma and
Which
you know,
explains where Celia is.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
when it works, it works.
Mhm.
Okie
Yes.
doke. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the point where you guys all recongregate at the office. So so Gela is sitting sort of in a corner being very very quiet, mutters to herself every once in a while. But um, and has generally just been sort of vaguely responsive. You've asked her do you need anything with that? She kind of just waves you off. Um, she's is sort of kind of rocking back and forth a little bit. Yeah, she's muttering. Um, so that's what she's been doing. Mashavin and Landris come in. What have Tome and Kenneth been doing while they're waiting for those two?
I mean, I think I would be trying to make sure that my grandma's needs are attended to.
Mhm.
But I think also to be a little bit on guard, on the lookout, because it just it seems like the voice of the seed is someone who a number of parties might want access to, and Tome feels like it's a little bit of a liability to have this woman wandering around saying, "Oh, this girl is the child," and she doesn't really want that. That's like just a whole
Yeah.
PR fiasco that she doesn't want getting out there.
Well, grandmothers always like to point out all the great things about their children. So
Great things, yeah.
yes,
Yes.
I'll get her a little
Well, and
bumper sticker that says my child was the one.
so I do have
Or
a
my
quick
grandchild.
question.
Yeah.
So did we actually get told she was your grandmother, or did you guys just say you were bringing someone?
We did not send you any other messages other than hey, the cult might be onto us.
That is true.
Okay, so you were probably not
So-
expecting the woman in the corner.
Right,
We will
and
not
we're going to be real
expecting there to
paranoid,
be
and
an old
Landris is going to
mumbling
ask.
lady in the corner of our office. No.
Yeah, well, Landris would wind up asking once we got there. Well,
Oh, yeah,
I guess
go for it.
I'm not there yet. So
Mhm.
Are there anything specific that you guys want to do, Kenneth and Tome, before they arrive, or we'll just move to that part?
Yeah, I'll just say that quickly that Kenneth will actually go and look at like one of the oldest recipes she has, for like a small like soft cake or something that this woman might know and might be a comfort to her. So I think that's what she would do, is try to take something, a very old recipe and make it for her.
Sure. Yeah, when you make it for her, you hand it to her. She's a little more cogent. It's like, bless you, my child.
Oh.
Yeah.
It would be so uncomfortable. Yeah, whatever.
farewell.
Eat your cake.
Okay. So,
Oh,
then we'll have Vondris and Mashavin walk in.
So there's just a strange person in the corner
Mhm.
you've never met,
Yeah, sort
lady,
of, rocking back and forth.
and Kenneth's walking away from her. Kenneth, is that your mom who got so upset?
oh heck no. Better.
Wait, better.
Um,
Know
She
who
like-
this person is?
Yeah, so I guess Tome kind of takes Landris and Mashavin aside and is like, so there have been some developments. She claims to be my grandma, and she tells the story. I think she's pretty open about all of the information that they've learned. She trusts Landris and Mashavin, but she's also kind of having this conversation with them aside to make it clear that she's kind of maintaining some critical distance from this.
Mhm.
She's not immediately embracing this fate, in case that wasn't obvious to anyone.
Landris not having a lot of grace. It's gonna probably be a little bit more blunt. Did anybody check her for like a key or a D or anything that the cult might be using to spy on us with right now?
No.
We did not risk the old lady.
Also, in terms of
If you want to, go right on ahead.
In terms of security issues, I don't know if there's something technological going on here, but supposedly she was hearing the voice of the seed. She is the voice of the seed, but the seed was speaking to her, and she seemed very absorbed in it. So I don't know if there's some kind of communication between her and this chamber that we're going to, but could be a security leak, something to figure out.
Can it you know about strange substances? I remember this.
Everyone's a critic.
Is there something like that that could make her have some kind of hallucinative state, or maybe be more suggestible?
Yes, but if she was long-term use, well,
And then we're gonna have to deal with the withdrawal. Are we about? Are,
I don't know. We would have to figure
for
out
lack
who
of a better
she
term,
had
we're gonna have to get
contact
Narcan
with.
for the old lady.
I think while like after Tome is finished and while Landers and Kenneth are having discussions about drugs,
Yes.
uh, oh,
What's your grandma on?
right.
Well, that's because that's from the logical, not really believing in this whole like actual mystical cult stuff. That sounds like a way that the maintainers have probably encountered in the past to subjugate a people.
Oh yeah.
And the side effects of suddenly not having access to that and trying to make sure how we keep the old lady alive,
Yeah.
especially if she is Tomei's grandma. We don't want her to
That's
die.
fair.
Important. Okay, so what were you doing? What was Mashavan doing?
I want to ask Tome if it's okay if I go talk to her.
Yeah, you can go talk to her. Just be aware that she does not give straight answers and that she seems to focus best when she can see you and isn't wearing her veil. Um, but yeah, you can try your best. Let me know if you need anything.
Okay. Um, so I Mashavan, I just want to sit over there.
Hmm.
I want to go over there and kind of sit down and look at her. I just first examined for technological apparatuses, like Landers suggested.
So she's sitting there. She's nibbling on that cake that Kenneth had given her, and I mean, there's nothing obvious. There's no key or communicator on her wrist. She's got um, a um, a bracelet that actually is similar to one of Tomei's bracelets, and it's slightly luminescent. But that looks more like bioluminescence or chemical as opposed to technological. Um, I mean, unless you're gonna search her, there's nothing that really, like her clothing's, pretty loose and sort of, you know, robes, sort of grandmotherly robes and such. But she doesn't seem to have very much on her besides that.
Okay. Um, Not terribly interested in frisking the old lady, like we said earlier.
But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
she just continues to kind of, nibble on her little cake and,
Okay. So I ask, is there anything I can get you that would make you more comfortable?
she kind of looks at you, glances back at you, like, no, no, thank you. I am doing well. It's it's all a very tiring effort. So I am old and weary, and the voice, when it comes, it requires much focus.
I might understand that a little bit. If you need a place to lie down, let us know and we will bring down a cot. Beth.
Thank you. I am good where I am for the moment.
Very good. So I come back to the group and say, there's no obvious technology on her. Uh, so I think we're okay for the moment, at least here.
one thing that concerns me or confuses me a little bit is that the bracelet that matches my bracelet, um, you know, um, is a kennelite bracelet, and I don't know to what extent the kennelites are really complicit in the cults. It seems like they have been exploited by it, but I don't know if most of them are active subscribers to it. And so I'm kind of curious, given that this bracelet was given to me to help us find some of the other kind of lost kennelites. And then we ended up instead finding a member of my family and a member of the cult. I guess I'm still not totally sure how she came to possess this bracelet, and whether we were set up in some way for this to happen, and whether there are other bracelets out there, whether, there's still other kennelites out there for us to find. So I just have a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to be in the right frame of mind to answer them either.
Now, yeah.
We do. Yeah, kind of weird, scary things to say about the seed. I don't know if we should go and make sure that the cult doesn't get there first, or we should like stay the heck as far away as we can. Or if we should be trying to get everyone as close as that as we can. I don't know what we should do. If you believe anything that came out of her mouth, that it.
I don't think that we should leave her here. I think, Tellen pops by here all the time, and this is a known location. I think we need to either take her to Landers's Age, or we need to take her with us to locate the chamber along the Great Zero line. I don't think we should leave her here.
Could we bring her to the rest of the people from Kellen?
Interesting.
Is she kennelite, or is she a kennelite, or is she a dunny?
I think she must actually be Dunny, because I think I found out that my ancestry is Dunny, which I did not realize at first. So
I thought we had figured out that you were at least half kennelite.
I'm not sure if we know that anymore. Because I think the reason that I ended up with the parents who adopted me was that my father didn't want me to be under the thumb of the cult of the seed. He didn't want me to have to carry that fate and that destiny. And my father was Denny, and he placed me with the Denny family. So I'm not sure if we know for sure that my mother wasn't Denny.
Because I thought the leader said you looked like one of the women who.
That's true, actually. Or was it just that I looked like?
No, it looked like one of the Denny men. Like I thought.
I looked like one of the cult members, maybe.
Oh.
I don't remember.
I thought that was the thing, was that she looked like, we presumed, the guy that wrote the journal and
right,
wasn't all about Escher after all.
Right.
Kind of thing. I thought that was whom he was referencing, but also her hand was the only one that would open, like a special lock thing would only respond to her.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain Dunny line, or is the fact that maybe your mom is kennelite and you're, like maybe that's why he took you away, so that you wouldn't be raised kennelite, you'd be raised Dunny.
But somebody told her.
Okay.
No. There's a mineral in her blood.
Yeah.
That means she's not true blood Dunny.
Yeah. Right.
We learned that back in session 3.
Oh, session 3, eh?
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Looking back through my notes, I came across one that literally just says, Kenneth fleeces a cult member and loots a nasty hunting knife from them.
I don't even have that written down. Clearly, Kenneth thinks that she's like a much more above board than.
But yeah, so, and it's
My
not
God.
specific. It's not specifically her family line. Mishavan discovered it's iron in her bloodstream that's higher than a normal Dunny, which means her blood actually isn't a typical Dunny blood. It's more of a hybrid.
Mm.
It was the same time we figured out that it was Devlin who gave us the ages,
Hmm.
so it might have gotten lost in translation there. But
Okie doke. So, what's the plan?
I'm hesitant to bring my grandma to Kennelin. I think I like the idea on the surface, but she seems like she is such a powerful figure within the cult, and it seems like Kennelin has had to deal with oppression by the cult enough as it is. My concern is just wherever we bring her, like it would be nice to have, if she's not going to stay with us, it would be nice to have someone to look over her. Like also to guard her, she could wander off. I don't know.
but Landris's age is not the place. Parachute jellies,
No.
Right.
the bugs. That's a terrible place for an old lady.
Like almost the best place would be for perhaps like even Kenneth to offer like bringing her to her family house as a guest.
I gotta write a hospice age, guys. Hold on a minute.
Because I'm pretty sure like she would say, oh, like we can get a private nurse, like we found this woman abandoned in an age like that we were that I'm working on for work.
Which is true.
Or something like
Vaguely.
I know you don't trust, like, but doesn't trust her parents.
Yeah, who do we you don't actually trust your parents either, right?
Well, she just doesn't really get on with them. It's not that she
Also-
doesn't trust them, she just finds them inconvenient.
Also, you then have to apologize to that dude.
Yeah, and that she also has cheesed them off. So I mean, like maybe this could be like a I'm helping the elderly. I don't just run around dissing them in graveyards all the time. I've changed. I'm a better person.
So,
Not the best
personal
option.
interaction aside, I do kind of think that is our best option right now.
Kenneth's parents.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, she's slightly senile. She's gonna wander off. We're gonna find her somewhere floating in the ocean with parachute jellies. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah. Yep. So I advocate for taking them to Kenneth's parents for the short term.
It's either
there's
that or
a-
she has to come with us, and then
Must be a
fine,
knock
but
at the
she's gonna
door.
need a taxi because she can't walk very much. Like,
Yep.
There's a little message received sound that comes from Tomez D.
Yep.
She checks her D.
It's a message from Adri. Said,
Okay.
our agents have caught someone surveilling your office. They seem to be keeping an eye on it. Just thought you should know.
You see, this is why we can't stay here. Yeah, that definitely freaks Toma out. She's a little surprised that the person. I mean, the fact that Audrey is saying this means that they are also spying on her office. There are at least like 2 layers of spies outside our doors right now. So let's get out of here.
just so you know, someone else took the best spot. You had it first.
Okay, I think we need a linking book. I don't think we can get Gela to Kenneth's parents. We can't just walk her there,
So
How about Sallow? It's a little safer than Laundress's age. I mean, it's not ideal because other people have Sallow books, but we're supposed to be in Sallow, so it wouldn't be terrible to appear that we're,
To actually make an appearance. Sure.
So
like it's just at least there's no jellyfish,
well, so right. So here's a
or
question.
giant stinging insect, or volcanoes, or not to put too fine a point on things. You did a
Right,
great
so-
job, Andres. That was a great first stage.
Yeah. Well, so on that actually,
Mhm.
for the next major milestone we were going to hit, my next project was making an age for the Kennelites. So he's in theory been working on that in the background for however long now. Is there any way to make that a possible safer place for this person to go?
Mm.
Maybe finish it with the heftier risk or something like that.
Mm.
I mean, doesn't that imply it wouldn't be safe for an elderly person to be?
Well, I got, according to the screen, I got 4 fate points. I can dump them all.
Sure.
You do have
I
4 because you got 1 extra last session.
Yeah, there we go.
I do like Junie Girl's suggestion that we could maybe message Celia and get Celia's help. Kind of taking it because hopefully by now Celia has managed to create a cover story for the Relima and distance herself. So maybe she could help with that during this session. Since Cap is not here. I am curious to ask my grandma, like, where were you before you were? I don't think you've lived your whole life in this underground chamber. Like, where were you before this? And
Yeah.
like, do you
Who
trust?
feeds you?
I mean, yeah, you can definitely talk to her.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Where's home? Maybe she wants to go there before.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I will do that.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, she's still nibbling on the last of her food that Kenneth gave her, and as you approach, she looks up at you and goes, "You look so much like your father. You have his eyes."
I think I may have run into him. He's no longer with us, but I see the resemblance.
She kind of goes, "I was afraid."
You knew that he was in danger.
We are all in danger. I just wish he was a brave man. Cared very much. That sort of thing puts one in danger.
He was brave because he wanted to save me from the cult that you are still a part of.
Many, many, many reasons. My life was no longer my own when I began to hear the voice. He was afraid. Afraid of the burdens of his family. Afraid that his little daughter would bear so much. And yet he believed. He believed so strong in the tree. And he believed in the words that I said. He made choices, hard choices.
No one needs to protect me. I can take it. I don't like this idea of saving some people and leaving others to their doom. I'm not cool with that. But listen, right now we just want to make sure that your needs are taken care of. Can we just ask where would you feel safest and most comfortable, and where have you been before we crossed paths, before we found you on Heller? Where had you been?
Oh. I spent many years on an island on some bright age. The voice got stronger, and the time passed without notice. But I know that my time is almost done. My job is almost complete. The end comes soon. It cannot be avoided.
But you
But,
don't know.
yes, my dear?
You don't know what brings about this end, and you are not looking for safety for yourself. There's no way that we can help you to safety before the end.
I am old. There's not much for me to give Yavo much at this point. I've done my jobs. I've done my duties. Rest. I look forward to rest. But it's good to see your face. With my own eyes, finally. I've seen it in my mind many times.
Good to see your face too, without the veil. I still feel that I don't know if I'm talking to you or if I'm talking to the voice of the seed. I wish I could have known you before all of that.
After a while, the difference is negligible. Do you smell that?
Do I smell that?
You don't smell anything unusual.
Um, no, I don't. Is it something that we should worry about? Our time here is limited, so we just want to find somewhere that you'll be comfortable.
Just a nice quiet place. That's all I need. You, the child, turns the key. The end cannot be avoided. Acrid smoke. Burning.
In the future?
Screams.
Oh God.
Who knew that ink smelled like that when it burnt?
Is this something that's going to happen, or something that has happened, or something that is here right now?
Future, past, present. These don't mean much to Yavo.
Let Just kind of as an aside to everyone else, like my father died in an explosion, and my grandma's now talking about the smell of ink on fire and exploding. Is making me a little bit worried. I'm still not sure that the explosion my father died in was so accidental. I know our investigations didn't turn up very much, but clearly he dared to cross the cult, the sect, and kind of broke rank in some ways. And maybe we're doing that now. I don't know. I just want
You should check the writing box.
I would say check
You should check
the
our
news.
lockbox with the writing stuff in it.
Yeah, that too.
Or simply chuck it out the window into the lake. One of the two.
Take a quick peek before tossing it out the window.
Which box is this?
Well, and also, so follow up. Should we check our Ds to see if there's any recent explosions involving ink? Because our explosion with your dad didn't have to do with ink; it had to do with murder rocks.
No, it had to do with paper.
paper.
Actually,
Right. Oh, right.
Murder Rocks is was Unai. Which was
They
ink.
may be. There's
Sort of,
death.
right?
There's death, but they may be lucky.
Who is they? Is it the people who
The
were
ink workers. The ink workers. They. What comes later is much more painful.
Okay, wait. So what do we know? We know that the cult of the seed has been, or the order of the seed has been using these secret sort of illicit ages to manufacture supplies for linking books. We know that, and we know that there was an explosion where they were manufacturing the paper. Do we know where the ink is coming from? Is that from Unai?
I thought that wasn't that something about they're extracting something out of the rocks that left behind that other residue, and I thought the first residue is for ink.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Am I crazy? Okay, no,
I
no.
think
I
you
got
might
it.
be right, but
So
we didn't even meet any ink workers on Unai. It was just the raw resources, but there
yeah, they were
wasn't.
all cleared out. They went back to Kennelin. Wait, so if the people doing the miners came from Kennelin, and the paper making was happening on Kennelin, chances are the ink making was going on in Kennelin too, because they had to get that raw material somewhere.
No, because they said each age served a different purpose. So it would make more sense for one of the other
So they just got the workers and then
So
they took the stuff somewhere else, maybe?
Gela is starting to kind of
Hmm.
rock back and forth, and her hood has fallen down over her face. The
Oh no.
child, the seed.
She just needs to take
It
that
should
hood
be all
away.
planted soon.
Yeah, can we?
The child, the seed. The ending. The ending comes. The ending cannot be prevented, but the seed can prevent it. The ending will happen, but the seed is the way. The seed changes, the seed grows. The tree is shaped and can be shaped again. The child, the catalyst.
God, if she can see the
It
future, like,
burns. God, it burns.
So I am having a concern here, so to speak.
yeah,
The philosopher. He he makes it burn. He brings the end. But through the seed, salvation can come. First for some, then for all. The branches are twisted.
Does she fall asleep at that point?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I guess I would like to bring a cot from upstairs for her and gently lift her into it.
Oh, heck. So what you do
Uh,
now?
so I would like to check my D to see if there's been any messages about fires recently in Denis.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, the D isn't fairly well used across the society yet, but I mean, yeah, there's all sorts of messages. There's been a huge explosion at one of the Guild of Inkworks installations.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere near it. Talon's already mad enough at me. We don't need him thinking I blew up an Inkworks.
Okay.
Because you know I'm going to wind up in a prison age because he's going to be like, God damn it, Landris.
so this is in Denis that
Yeah,
this
yeah.
experience happened.
It's
It's
in one
not
of the it's in one of the more it's not the main cavern, it's one of the side caverns.
hmm
Um, but one of the more industrial areas. But yeah, there's been a huge explosion. Maintain you know, maintainers are on the way. All kinds of stuff. There's this huge scramble.
I'm going to check for a message from Talon.
There is no message from Telin, but there's a lot of
Because he thinks
maintainer
you're outside.
messages. General maintainer messages. You know, all
Oh, crap.
gathering rescue units and fire prevention and all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
So, from looking at all these messages, Do I get the feeling that I should go or I shouldn't?
That is up to you. But none of them are like specific. None of them are calling parts of the maintainers that you are a member of. You're not part of any of the crisis response teams or anything like that.
Okay, so there's not like an all hands call.
No, no.
Okay.
Okay. Well, at least that explains part of what she said. I am torn between taking Gela to somewhere safe and seeing if I can help. We can help with the explosion and its aftermath. I still think going to Kenneth's parents.
Yeah. Is there a way that we can kind of sneak out of here though? Like, can we at least link away and then link back to another Lincoln point? We could even link through Lost Hopes, is it? Or no, I think Lost Hopes, the cemetery.
Yeah.
Just some little bit of
Right.
connection.
And then get back to City Central, and then we could get a taxi for
Yeah.
going here.
I would
And-
like to check our security cameras. Do I see anybody skulking about, or do they have the good spot that can't be seen?
They seem to have the good spot. No, your cameras don't show anything.
Okay.
I mean, I can do some slinking around, I guess, if we need to get eyes on the scene.
Up to you.
I think that would be a good idea
And it's not the,
just in the very short term, just to see if we can get an idea of who is spying on us in particular at this moment.
That'd be a stealth roll at a difficulty of 4.
So I'm going to also use my dress for the occasion stunt here and choose +2 to stealth and intrusion. So I'm going to get into my best, specifically like camouflaging and in the cavern outfit.
Sounds good.
I would like to create an advantage
Okay.
by using craft, I guess.
What are you making?
I want to be noisily crafting something, obviously in front of one of the windows. That's a distraction.
That would probably be either a deceive or a provoke roll because you're trying. You're making things, but you're trying to do is distract. So.
Okay, that's fair. Neither of which I have.
I mean, you can
can I
still roll.
test deceive and distract? Can it as deceive and provoke?
Oh, there you go.
Right.
I could potentially roll and perhaps.
What would you be doing to distract?
Oh, I have an idea. She'd probably just pick like random box or like something small and be seen like sneaking out and then be like looking over her shoulder, obviously, and then like take off down. She could kind of draw them out, maybe.
Sure.
That
Go
sounds
ahead
good.
and make a either deception or provoke roll, whichever is higher.
They're the same.
Okay.
Because then it
Do
might just
that.
make them, even if they move their head, someone will be able to identify where they are.
Go ahead and do that at a 3.
Oh man, I got 0 on the roll. I only have a +1, so doesn't look like that's gonna help much.
Oh well. I mean, unless you've got something that you want to tag for a fate point.
I don't know, like she has my lips are sealed, and that's me deception related.
I don't think my lips are sealed to
No.
really work on this one.
No, I don't. I don't think I have anything else I could use.
Okay, but Tomei still has a +2 from her own stuff. So go ahead. Have you made that roll or yet?
No, let me
Okay,
make it
versus a
now.
4, and then your +2.
Well, the roll came out to just a 0, so I'm just at a 2. Unfortunately. So does that?
What's your stealth?
Oh, sorry. Good call. My stealth also is A3. So it's a 2, it's a 5 then.
It's 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Yeah, you managed to kind of, slip out one of the side areas. There's still that area where that was broken, where the explosion happened, several days ago. You figured that you can kind of get through some, move some of the boards and stuff that have been put in place to kind of block it. And you kind of hoof around the area, and yeah, there are actually, as far as you can tell, 3 different people keeping an eye on the front door from different places.
Oh my god.
Wait,
3?
who's the third one?
We're so
One of
popular.
Tellen's spies, remember? They're watching me.
Yeah, I guess they would be the cults, the Rallymen, and Tellen's people, but we don't know for sure. Is there any?
I mean, it could be Mishavin's fan club for all we know. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's true.
It could be Kenneth's parents.
Yeah, because we have Tellen saying that somebody is always going to be watching me. We have the Reluva who are always watching. We have the cult who could be watching. We have Kenneth's parents who are really upset. Yeah. We have the people from the Guild of Engineers who were like, "Hey, Mishavin, what the heck are you doing? Why is all this stuff happening?" And then we just left.
Okay, so what are you doing,
blew
Toby?
up there, and we never came back.
Okay. I mean, I have to ask, is there any identifying information I see on any of these people?
No identifying information that you can see. You didn't manage to get very, close to any of them, in terms of, you can get like a real close identification, but you've been able to tell that they're out there. A small movement here, or, a reflection, something there.
Okay, well, she'll relay this information back to the group and ask how others want her to proceed. But at this point, she's actually pretty tempted to just be like, "Hey, you, and you, I see all of you. And like, why don't y'all just talk to each other instead of spying on us, huh?" Like, I feel like that's what she's tempted to do, but she's going to restrain her impulses until...
I mean, let's see. Let me take a look here.
Yeah. So you can message us on the D like, there are in fact 3 people.
Yeah, the 3 people here, I can't identify anything about them. I'm considering just making them aware of each other's presence, because then I think they can keep each other busy and there'll be some chaos that will allow us to leave. But let me know what you would like me to do.
You're lucky that I looked at your sheet here and didn't see anything I could immediately compel for that one.
that was close.
Okay, so what are y'all in the office doing?
We'll do that, or we can try to describe to us where they are, and we could each pick a person.
I'm gonna fashion some sedative darts.
I'm suddenly
Now we just want
reminded
to have
of...
you in for tea. Yeah.
Suddenly reminded, I think it's like Short Circuit or something like that, where they've got to distract the guy. One of the people, they're trying to get Johnny, like, past. And so they just walk up to the spy, and it's like, "Oh, hello, my friend." They act like a street salesman or something like that, just distracting the person from everybody else. Please, haven't you seen these fine wares? Or, have you heard the good word of Yavo?
Okay.
You have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Yavo.
Is that Laundress's idea?
It's not a terrible one, but
I kind of like the idea of Kenneth taking tea and cakes to each of the spies individually.
That's great.
Thought you might be hungry.
It seems like you've been staking us out for a while. We thought you could use some refreshments.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
We're
love
trying to
that
be
one.
considerate hosts,
So I'll give Kenneth another. Is that the plan?
She would be smart ass enough to do something like that, and she's also fast enough to run them down.
I feel like this is like a great combination of what Tomei was tempted to do and the feedback she's getting, because it will ultimately alert them to each other's presence as well, but in this kind of like
better
pseudo-friendly
deliver
way.
these other two before they, I'm starvation. You'd be like, excuse me. You know what? Yeah, sure. That seems like, Kenneth wants to know who they are. It would really bother her to just leave without knowing precisely, other than the Relima, who's watching us. She also wants to flush out the cult members. So if she can capture another cult member, she's down with that.
Okay, so what's the plan? So Kenneth's gonna do a distraction, and then what is Kenneth distracting from? What are you guys doing?
I didn't think this was a distraction. This
No,
was
it's
just...
more
it's not a
like
distraction.
boldly walking up to like give me one location, and just like walking up the bottom of one of the buildings or whatever. And are you hungry? Technically she has the athletics that she could go out on a rooftop if that's where somebody's hanging out, and just like show up next to them, be like, hey.
Okay, so I guess I mean, do you want to surprise them, or do you just want to like walk out and it's like, hey you,
There's nothing terribly sneaky about Kenneth.
Okay, fair enough.
I just love
like,
this image of Kenneth with like a tea tray, just walking straight towards somebody, and the person's just like, what are they?
Honestly.
Are they coming here?
Yes, exactly.
He's coming here.
It's like, oh my gosh. Yes, actually,
like
100%.
Picture of Denise.
100%. Let's do it.
Okie doke. Go ahead and just roll provoke at 3. This will be to see, you're still gonna do it, but this is just gonna be see what sort of responses you get.
All right. Okay, come on. I'm retiring these dice. Thanks for watching.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, I just got a -1, and I only have a +1 to deceive, provoke. And the only way I can get more provoke is if someone insults me first. So depends if she feels insulted, whether or not. Even then, she can't make it.
Okay, so you go out there and
aspect?
you head towards one of the locations that that Tomei had referred you to.
So I have a quick suggestion.
Sure.
Thank you for the character sheets on World Anvil. Could I suggest you spend a fate point and tag "Gonna Stand My Ground"? Kenneth?
I wonder.
Yeah, I go for it. I'd allow it.
Yeah, well then, yeah. Sure. But still, that's only going to give me 2, and I needed 3.
You could re-roll.
Okay. You know what? Re-roll sounds good. Yeah. I'll spend a pay for it. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Pharaoh, you're the best. Nice. Yeah, that's better. Just got 3. Yay.
A total of 3?
Yeah, total of 3.
Okie doke. Okay, you stand out. You go up there and you head towards one, and and you hear scrambling. Like someone's very surprised and trying to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And then you hear a thud. Do you continue to approach?
Because now it's like, hi, my name's Kenneth, and I'm a first dater. Can I help you today?
And so you go ahead and do that?
Legally obligated to help.
Bring supplies to the front lines.
You okay? She'd be very sarcastic. Be like, everybody okay over there? You need a hand.
Okay. So yeah, you look over there and there's someone has someone and had set themselves up in kind of a nice little place on one of the top of a short building area, and has fallen over some of that. They are kind of like wrapped up and sort of how to put it. They're definitely they've wrapped their head up and their face up to prevent being identified, and they've got the cloak over them, and they're sort of scrambling out of the way, trying to like scramble backwards.
The dunny version of a ghillie suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
She will put down the tea tray and go after them.
Oh, you're gonna go after them?
Yeah.
What sort of go after do you mean?
She would run up and try to snatch their. If they're trying to hide their face, that's what she wants to know.
Okay.
She doesn't care if she stops
Do an
them necessarily. She just wants to get their face covering off. She wants to know who it is.
Okay, go ahead. Roll athletics at 3.
I got 5.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, you make a sudden dash as they're getting up, and you reach out with your hand. You grab you manage to grab the sort of scarf or such they have around their face, and you yank on it, and you see Tomei.
Oh God. I don't want to know what this means. What the fuck?
And she goes, "Kid, not now."
What?
This falls under did not see that coming.
And
Yeah.
okay, she makes a break for it. Make another athletics roll.
Okay.
This 1 out of 4.
Oh, wow. Let's see. Well, I've got a -1. Good thing she's got 3 to athletics because I just rolled a -4.
Okay.
It goes to chase her and falls flat on her face and breaks her nose.
So this Tomei, as you go after them, kind of dives into the shadows, and then you lose track of them.
Huh.
How's my bracelet doing in terms of glowing?
I mean, your race has been going pretty steadily since your grandmother's relatively near.
Has it changed since going up on the roof?
No.
Okay.
So can I be like, it's pretty surprised. She's gonna be Tomei and first start with like, are the other 2 still there? Like, she's not gonna let on that she caught the first one right away. She will simply.
I mean,
ask
Tomei's watching
the
all
other
of this.
2 spies.
Yeah, you are
Right.
watching all this, but
still in position.
you weren't close enough to see who the person looked like when she she pulled the thing off.
But does Thomas see where they went?
Make a notice roll at 4.
Notice that 4. Three.
No, unfortunately, you do not.
It's gonna be one of those like things where you're gonna suddenly find like a cane with a fist at the top of it that's been broken off. DeLorean. There's an extra Tomei running around.
Okay, so what are you doing, Kenneth?
Yeah, so she does to see like Tomei to see if the other 2 spies are still there, so she can run the same gag on both of them if she can, or one other one at least if she can.
Do a notice at 4.
I really hope they're not all Tomei.
Tomei or me?
You, Kenneth.
Okay. Seriously? Yeah, no, I got Zeppo.
Oh. So you can't quite track where they are now.
Oh dear. Okay. And she'd probably just message Tomei and said, "Meet me in the office." Yeah. Because she'd want to do this in person. She's not gonna.
So did Tomei lose sight of all of them, or just?
Lose sight of all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Which one of them caught the other Tomei? Was it the cult or was it the Reliuma? Either way, it ain't good.
Mm-hmm. So if everyone's back inside, yeah, like once Kenneth's inside, she'll be like, "You're not gonna believe this." But do you have a twin? Because
I love that.
on us, it was frigging you.
I love that that's how Kenneth is approaching this instead of like immediately cuffing me and like not believing that I'm the real Tome.
Twin? Oh my god.
Something to wake up grandma. We got questions.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Right. Obviously incredibly surprised. What do you mean it was me? Like what are you
It
like
looked and sounded exactly like you, and she's like, "Not now," and then like took off into the shadows.
it sounded like she knew you?
I don't know. She didn't seem to like being unmasked, so she seemed to know that I know the real you.
It's possible I had a twin that I was separated from. I wouldn't really know about anything like that. We should definitely ask my grandma. It's
Ask your grandma if your last name.
Did she say Kenneth, not you?
Yeah, she said, can it not now?
oh, she said Kenneth.
Yeah.
Did I freeze?
You
I'm
did
sorry. Yeah,
for a
you did
moment.
freeze from.
Oh, she did say my name. Okay. I missed that.
Oh dear,
Okay.
that really thickens the plot.
Because the woman she knows wouldn't have said that. She would have been like, "What the heck, Kenneth?" I was doing the spying like we're supposed to.
Yeah.
So clearly,
we have Tome and not
she
May.
unmasked is not the correct Tome. Kenneth's brain. This is why she's like not suspicious at all. She knows who the real Tome is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Did you see did you see which direction she ran off in?
Direction, yes, but
Direction, yes.
she could be anywhere.
Um,
You two have a lot in common.
okay, so this is what okay. I think that I don't know if this I have no idea what's going on here. I'm very creeped out and honestly a little bit horrified by this, by the fact that she seems to know what I know. I want to go after her. And if I don't know how much she's been following in my footsteps or is a duplicate of me, but if she has a bracelet like the one I have, I could use that to find her. So I don't know if that's the case, but if you have a direction, I kind of just want to go run off in that direction and see if I can get any read on anything. And maybe in the meantime, Mishavin, you talked with my grandma before. Maybe you could try talking with her again and ask her about this. And also, if someone could, I don't want to be getting a false signal from my grandma's bracelet. I don't know if there's any way we can get that bracelet farther away from here.
Yeah, we were going to go and take her through Lost Hopes anyway. Maybe she could just go for a nice walk in the garden there.
Yeah,
before we go.
Right.
That would help.
I think someone should do that. I think someone should take her to Lost Hopes and then to your parents' place, Kenneth, and then that will help simplify. You know, if this bracelet is going to help me at all, that will give me the best chance.
I also think someone should go with Tome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with her because Tome is the one who's most likely to get in a bad spot because Landris has gotten burned trying to save her on a couple occasions. And also I don't want us to, and Landris also doesn't want us to end up in a position where we have no, I'm the real Tome. No, I'm the real Tome. We don't want one of those.
Okay, so it sounds like we're splitting the group again.
Oh boy.
And Mishavin and Kenneth are going to be taking Gela to Lost Hopes.
Yep.
And it's through the book that you guys have.
Yes.
And that Tome and Landris are going to head off into the city in search of this mysterious figure.
So if I can make a recommendation, Tome, just put take a pen and make an ink mark on your arm or something.
Something that we can identify.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Denny have a tattoos? Is there a way that I could get tattooed really quickly? Or Tommy was just thinking of scratching herself, like
I mean, pen
drawing a
would
little
work.
bit
I
of
mean,
blood.
it will. I mean, ink will fade. You know,
I mean,
don't need
clearly we
tattoos
have
very much, but it's a
tattoos.
possibility. But I mean, that's not something you're gonna do before if you want to run and try to catch this person.
Yeah, just make a quick ink mark on your arm, just so we know that it's you and not Nome.
Yeah.
I think you guys have already gotten a name for this other.
Nome.
No man, yeah.
I like it.
No man. No man.
So
Tome.
may.
Yeah. Okay. Tommy will do that.
Okay.
Just what will the symbol be? I don't know.
No, it doesn't matter, but that much.
You're just a blob. Trust me, you get ink all over your fingers all the time when you're working with ink.
He's gonna write like a Denis.
That's a good idea. Judy
Oh,
has a
what?
great idea. We should sign your arm so it's our signatures.
like she has a cast or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Good
Tommy
idea.
now has everyone's signatures on her arm in a hidden, kind of slightly hidden place, like maybe kind of like under her upper arm or something, sort of hidden against her
Just
body.
folds up her sleeve or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, that works.
All right.
Okay. So,
good luck.
we'll get to Tome and Landra soon. But let's start off with what Kenneth and Mashavan are doing. So you're gonna be, leading Gala, linking Gala through to Lost Hopes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I will gently wake Gela up
Mm-hmm.
and say, we think we found a place where you can hopefully be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to take a short walk with us through a peaceful place?
She's like, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So then, Kenneth, can you go first?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure there's nothing on fire or anything like that.
Yeah. No problem. Make sure that old dude I peed off last time isn't there too.
Yeah, you
Also
link
a good
through.
idea.
I mean, it's it's not particularly well populated. I mean, there's some people, kind of here and there, but nothing that looks unusual.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll DM. Let him know it's good.
Okay.
And yeah, just remember to ask her about the twin situation as well. If you can.
We'll do that during the walk.
Yeah.
It'll likely be a very slow walk from our Lincoln point to the public Lincoln point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, and she seems sort of, she's, Kella's enjoying the, she's enjoying, the environment. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just looks around. It's nice here.
It is.
It's tranquil.
So I would like to have her lean on my arm and say, all right, let's head this direction.
Which direction do you head?
Slowly towards the public Lincoln point.
She stops and goes, I would rather not go that direction.
All right. Then let's go to the left.
Okay.
And just slowly kind of meander our way in that direction. And as we're going, I'll say, was Tome an only child?
Oh, yes, she was. Looks, had her father's eyes, her mother's smile. They doted on her.
Understandable. Was I don't. There's no good way to transition to time travel or cloning. Not a
Didn't she talk about the branches crossing, becoming
Yeah.
tangled?
And twisted.
Maybe you could lean into that.
Do you happen last time before you fell asleep, you mentioned something about the branches being tangled?
Yes, it's all tangled. It's all... The end comes soon.
Like,
Mm. And she kind of points
so,
like, can we walk this direction?
of course. So slowly head that direction.
Mhm.
Uh, I can you keep a lookout for anybody showing undue interest in us?
Yeah. Sure. I thought she was
Um,
going to be much help with her collecting notice, but she'll do her best.
so, and then I ask, was there anyone that looked a lot like Tomei? You know,
Her father looked very much like her.
okay. Well, that would
Good thing
not
that
be
she's
an
taking the whole name change thing well, because we know that Toma's name wasn't really Toma and probably had another name before the other name that she has. Like, Toma probably has 3 names.
Good point.
Oh, we
I-
can ask that. What's Toma's real name?
The child, probably.
right.
Yeah,
I,
just the child. And you're like, really, mom? Really?
I also original names is kind of a personal thing, and I don't want to tread on that. I'll give Tomei the chance to ask that if she wants to. Uh,
It's a good thing you're walking her. Kind of went beyond rabbit trails and not very patient.
Okay, so are you going to be asking any other questions, or?
um, I maybe about herself, like ask about Gela and what life was like as her childhood, sort of tracing that back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, life was pretty... It was a good childhood. My mother... God, she was amazing. I envy her so much. She was a archivist, and her penmanship was beautiful. I used to watch her scribe, and the slow but perfect letters that she wrote. I thought it was magic. And she told me stories. She told me stories as she wrote. And I never knew how she was able to focus on both things at the same time. She did. She leads you, actually she seems to be leading you kind of purposefully through the various walkways and such in Lost Hopes.
Okay,
So,
I am piqued
uh-huh.
by this point. My interest has been awoken. So I will let her guide and provide support and make small talk, so to speak. And can I suggest we take a break? It's kind of the midpoint.
Do you think we've hit kind of a stopping point for the moment?
I at least as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. And then what we'll do is when we come back, then we'll switch back to Tomei and Landris
Yep.
and on their chase. Okay. Okie doke. So what we're gonna start with then is Phil, I we'll go ahead and take a break for the players. I'm gonna start that video. Um, that oh, hey there. We're gonna take a break right at the moment, and I'm gonna go ahead and run your video.
Perfect.
Um, let's see if I
Sorry,
can.
baby was crying.
Oh no,
Totally understandable.
totally understandable. Got to take care of the kids. Okie doke. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get this on there right. Oh, too big. It's going to cover you guys for a bit, unfortunately.
That's okay.
As I get this all worked out.
Okay, I want to watch it too.
Okay. I don't know how well you guys can see it on the stuff that you have available, but
Here, hold on. I can also link it.
yeah, go ahead and drop the link in the chats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oop.
And hopefully I've got the sound okay for this. So here we go.
Thank God. There's a great deal of history that you should know.
We're not hearing it.
I am Gan.
Oh, you guys are not hearing it?
Nope.
I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than
chat's
I might
hearing it,
otherwise have
unfortunately.
chosen. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now.
For reasons you'll discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. But I can give you this.
I assume you've heard of me.
There we go. So that's what Thomas has been working on, and the quality is amazing. And we'll put this video out. We're gonna put the links out, and there's also the picture that Thomas has been posting, so you can get sort of better looks at it. But Thomas has been working like crazy to put together these really beautiful, Denis themed, um, you know, gaming accessories, the dice and the dice boxes and the markers and the leather play mat, which is just beautiful. Um,
I'm gonna migrate my stuff upstairs so we can show maybe a closer look.
okay, I will do. We'll do the
Yeah.
player break here for a bit, and then we'll spend a couple minutes after break, and we'll do a little bit of the close-up sort of stuff, and and then we'll talk a little bit about what we hope to do with some of these and why we're showing you. So yeah, let's go for a 10-minute break then, and then we will be back. Hello, Shara. We are back from our break. And before we get back into the game, Thomas is going to show a bit more about his um, what he's been working on. And let me see if I can get that right here. And oh, my video is messed up. Okay, so of course I can't get it right, but I'm going to very quickly get this set up so that we can see what Laundress has. I'm going to make it a little bigger here. So, there we go.
Yeah, so
We got Laundress here, and um, uh, right before we start showing the details, I just wanted to let you know why are we showing you this? Not only because Laundress is a terrific craftsperson, and deserves recognition for just that. And also is doing a lot of Denis and Unwritten theme stuff, which I am incredibly appreciative for. But it's to kind of show you some of the things that we hope to do as a part of either the Patreon or some of the Unwritten work. Um, so that you can see that there are things coming up, and there are tangible things coming up that we're going to be that you're really going to like and that we're very proud of. So go ahead, Thomas. Show us what you got.
so what we'll start with is the thing that's the least finished, quote unquote, but is also just the biggest thing that's back here. So, and so we went with a theme. We've been working on some of this stuff for about a year now. But we went with a theme with everything from ribbon because we were using all natural wood and stuff like that. So this here is a portable for the GM who's on the go. It's a portable game board. So like, if you're like me and you go to conventions a lot, being able to set up my stuff ahead of time and just take it to the table is way better. So like, if I take my nifty powerful magnet here, I can just magnetize everything that I need and just stick it right on there. And eventually it's going to have nice inlay and everything else, like everything else you're going to see. Because we used a lot of Wenge and Paduk, which are very ribbon-esque sort of woods when you're going around the game itself. And the Paduk itself really, really evokes kind of the cleft feel. So, but that's our portable game board. And we're going to kind of use that as a stage for the other stuff. And something you definitely saw as well, because again, leather, natural materials are very, very prevalent in ribbon, was our all leather game mat, which it doesn't show up terribly well on camera, but when you're in person and seeing it, you can kind of see the keeper strap / wrist cuffed ever so slightly better. If I can get it in the right light.
There we go. That's
there we
good.
Go. So the actual leather gets engraved in. We went with Wark leather. So everything you'll see here has been carefully harnessed from all of those skulls you find around ribbon. So, but those are the biggest things. There's also another desk back here that I don't know if we're going to show off today or not, because we made that one at the last minute, and I'm not sure 100%. But we're going to go into this next really big item here. That's the Myst book that was on the side there. And this is actually all red oak with Wenge as a spine and corners, and actually zebra wood pages that the wood grain actually looks like the pages of a book all the way around. So that when you open it up, this is what we're calling, so far, it's all tentative names right now, the player portfolio. So no matter what, whether it's Unwritten, D&D, Pathfinder, Starfinder, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, everything will fit just right inside. So you can fit your character sheet in there. This fits a full 3x5 index card. You can fit a set of dice there. Erasers, pencils, your miniatures, some of the pencils that we were working on, because you'll see we've got even nice real wood pencils. This one's a Paduk one. They'll fit right in there too. A tablet will fit up here. So that's just a quick go-to little portfolio you can take with you to any sort of session, so that all your RPG stuff is just one nice little package, and it's great. Then of course is the rolling tray with the Gen symbol on it. And this one was really fun because you can't really tell on the camera, but the grain all goes this way, like it's a tree sprouting from the ground. Haha. And what would a rolling tray be without dice? And we have 10 different woods, some which are inlaid.
Yeah, see if you can get those really close to the camera so we can check those out.
Yeah. So these are like the Wenge ones that are inlaid with the brass. And we actually spent a great deal of time trying to get the symbols really, really good. So we wound up doing a 6 for the plus and the 0 for the neutral state. And then a 5 for the minus. I can't quite. There will be very high res stuff of this out eventually as well. And actually, it's been a set of Wenge in the rolling tray that I've been using the last couple of months off camera just to make sure that they're fair and balanced, because all of these are within 100th of a millimeter of each other. They're so close you can't actually tell with your naked eye, and they're all tested and balanced and fair. So, and the other main design we have, which is shown off very well on the Paduk here, because the Paduk and the Wenge have the inlay, and we're working on other inlay materials for the other woods. But that is the actual cross for the stone ship puzzle from Myst, and then taken sideways to be the minus. Can't quite get it there, but you get the idea. So that you still get a little bit of that Myst feel, and it's a much more neutral sign, so that people who might not be familiar with Myst will also appreciate them. But then again, like I said, we have 10 different woods. So we had the Wenge and the Paduk, then we had the Bloodwood, Cherry. This is Lacewood, which you'll see on a few other things as well. Mahogany. Whoop. Monkey Pod. Purple Heart, which is beautiful, by the way. Walnut, which is a more traditional one that a lot of people know. And then that Zebra Wood again, where it might show up a little bit better on camera here. Yeah, I might bring some of these downstairs to show off. But again, it has that, it evokes like the pages of a book. And it's really, really awesome. And then, of course, you have to keep your dice somewhere. So we have 2 different styles of small vaults. You'll see we have the square, and this is the Paduk with the actual star fissure and the falling man in it. Which
Yeah, see if you can tilt that up and get it close, yeah.
Yeah, this one might be a little bit better because it's a little bit bigger. But that is just, it's gorgeous. It's a mixture of mother of pearl and crushed jet to really get that starry expanse behind there, just inlaid with the red of the Paduk that really sets off that cleft feel. And so each of these are small and they're foam lined so that they'll easily fit an entire set of dice inside. Or if you wish, like a miniature, something else too, then they are just nice and secure. And the square one is so precise that it fits exactly one set of dice inside.
There you go.
And again, they're just foam lined so that they all stay together nicely and protect the dice, because with them all being wood, you know. And then of course we did Wenge as well. So we have the Strange Seeds logo and the malachite green, which is really, really nice there. And we also did the brass with the Gen leaves in the square. And then we also have the brass in our Strange Seeds logo as well. Very, very pretty. So, but we're all dice goblins. We know what dice goblins are. We're very familiar with that concept. So we made one, and right now it doesn't have the fate dice in it. But this is the GM vault, where in addition to being able to hold basically every die you would need as a GM on the go, the inside is also leather lined so that it can work as a rolling tray as well. So that same warp leather you see everywhere else. So, and that's all the stuff that's in there. So now we're going to get into what I think is probably the coolest thing. So we're going to move a couple things off. And this is the part that took the absolute longest to get down right. But I am so glad we finally managed to get everything right on it. Because there's a slight bit of inspiration from other things, but we took it a little bit further, and we made it, I think, a little bit better. But it is the GM screen itself right here. So it just folds right out. And this one is a 5-panel. They can be done in a 3-panel, a 2-panel, whatever. And this is done in portrait mode. The other super cool things about this, and just the camera does not do it justice, but it's got the inlay everywhere. This is the fanciest one that'll be offered. The inside center here is actually removable. Oh, I forgot my tool. So the tolerances on this one are ever so slightly tight. And we're actually crafting a magnetic tool to do this. But the center is removable so that you can do your traditional Gen 1. Or let's say you enjoy Call of Cthulhu. You have one of those. Or if you like sci-fi or space, there's Starfinder, Vampire the Masquerade. Or we have just the traditional sort of fantasy dragon. And there will be other designs too. We're working on all that, but everything gets its own sort of inlay and everything. One of the cooler ones is this guy here, where it's literally just a linking panel to show off your artwork. And you can place whatever artwork you want in there. So we have Landris's Cave. We have The Office. We have Unai. We have Kellen, the Beach Age. We have our other cave link-in point from Unai. We have Lost Hopes that can all just go right in there. And again, it's just removable, so you can just swap these out as you need. Because if you're really fancy, and this is a very rough concept, we're also going to have a tablet you can attach. Just with a magnet, regular old Android tablet, that you can do whatever you want with your players and control remotely. So you can have a more traditional digital experience. And oh yeah, up here, we have these little grooves. So if you're playing a game that actually uses a more traditional initiative, we have real wood trackers inlaid on both sides. So like we have Kennett right here, the player facing side, where this one is all in dunny with our wonderful little tree symbol. But on the back side for the GM, it's right there as well. So the GM can also have an easy reference. So they don't have to come around the screen every time. And those will also be available because we're doing multiple woods for this. So one of the other ones will show in just a second here. But they'll be also available in the more traditional, just oak, which again, just, there we go, on the one side and on the back side so that you can have those easily referenced. And we can very easily make these custom or just do generics. Really, really awesome and fun and beautiful. And these look amazing when they're actually finished. These are very raw, early ones. And then just to show, we can do all sorts of crazy custom stuff too. So that is a horse companion that one of my parties actually uses. So another one of their PCs as well. So we can do effectively dang near any artwork you want on these things. And there are others we're still actually working on. Like we have this taxidermied warp that's going to be able to go in there. So he'll be fun. And oh yeah, just in case you're not the kind of person, because the entire front and back of this is magnetic, and we have these corner magnets based off of the trap book corners from Riven that will actually hold paper, artwork, whatever. Or if you're the kind of GM who prefers to use a whiteboard, we have little whiteboards that go just right in there. And they also just magnet right on. That way you don't have to worry about ruining your wood when you want to go erase your whiteboard. So all sorts of really, really cool things. And because I know I'm personally a standing GM, so I use the portrait mode a lot. But we've got two other designs, one of which might seem very familiar. But we have the landscape mode, which is what most GM screens turn out to be. Get out there. So that'll be a landscape panel where you can, again, 2, 3, 4, however many. Or we have something that we've around here have been kind of referring to as the voice, because of, there's a specific online show that uses a very similar style of GM screen, but it's not near as magnetic and everything else. But they use this odd 10-inch by 10-inch form factor. It's almost a square. So we're going to offer that one as well, because some people, this one's a lot more portable as well, so it's easier to take back and forth from like a convention scene. And again, all of these, just like the first one, are magnetic too. So you don't need any extra special weird iron bars or stuff like that to be able to just do like push pins. You can just magnet directly on the face of the screen and be good to go. And that's really what we've been working on for, like I said, a little over a year now. And we've gotten very, very far. We're basically done. There's just a couple things, like just getting some refinements done on the linking panel one, getting the tablet one a little bit more refined and everything. And yeah, just getting the actual 3 different versions of the screen. Because like I said, because this one here is just the walnut and the red oak. This is the more entry-level, affordable screen, whereas one like this, there's a lot more manpower and a lot more hours and stuff that go into something like this because of the multiple woods and the inlaying and everything else. But a nice little Easter egg for people who may know. On the sentence, so the other panels all have this nice little framework, but on the very, very center one, right across the top here, it's the dunny version of the ending has not yet been written. So just a nice little Easter egg for anybody who might know, and we hope that they might be more readily available in the near future, as we said. But
yeah, we just wanted to show off all this work.
Yet, but
we wanted to show off all this incredible work. And Thomas, you said you're like a 3rd generation woodworker? 4th?
I'm 4th generation.
4th generation, okay.
These have been worked on by 3rd, 4th, and 5th generational woodworkers. So all from the same family, all working together to make these as absolutely beautiful and amazing as we can, and streamlining the process so that it could be made more readily available and getting everything sorted out that way. But just the amount of time, love, and care that has gone into these, it's astounding to think about.
Yeah. But yeah, we wanted to, because it's so beautiful, we wanted to get it out there so that people could see where we're going. And like I said, we are still working on different ways of making those available. And we will get more information on those later. We still have some discussions to have with various, important peoples. And, but hopefully, just keep your eye out, and we'll continue to give you updates on this and when you can start, looking at when you can start acquiring some of this incredible woodwork. So I feel almost like I was just like like on HGTV or something like that, but but no, yeah. So so we wanted to take some time to just show how much work, like Thomas said, he's been working on it for a year, and it's just been amazing. So hopefully we'll get it to you soon.
Oh yes.
Okie doke. And with that, we can start.
Migrate downstairs.
There we go. Okie doke. Thank you for showing that to us, Thomas, and everyone. Thank you for taking a look at that with us.
Yes, I'll see you in just a minute. Hopefully, this makes this easy.
No problem. But yeah, thank you very much for everybody for looking at that. And like I said, it's sort of a teaser for things that we're going to be wanting to do this year, and hopefully, if things go well, on a more continuing basis. No promises yet, because we have final things to work out. But if Yavo allows it, we'll let that stuff out there. Okay, now I think I messed up my. Oh, I did. Do 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 do. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, I'm gonna adjust my video while we're waiting for Alondris there, and then we will get back to uh, our game. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm making you move back and forth there, Alana. Um, there we go. As we do this, I figure out how things work more and more.
It is a learning experience.
Yes, absolutely a learning experience. Okay, so um, while we're waiting for Laundress, we'll go back to Kenneth and Mashavin real quickly.
Okay.
So she's been Gella's been kind of leading you through everywhere, and she sits she takes you to a clearing where there's a number of different headstones and that sort of thing. She sits down, and she points to one of the kind of small memorials and goes, that's my mother. That's my mother there. Like I said, amazing woman. That's what happens when you get old. Just lots of memories. But so
What's the name on the tombstone?
Yeah, that was my next question.
it's Jenla, Jenla, or the I guess would be in English.
Yeah.
Test.
Jenla.
You are audible.
Perfect. Am I still
Awesome.
robot-y?
Nope. You're good.
You're good. Yeah.
Genla.
Yeah, and she looks at you and says, she looks at both Kenneth and Misham's like, so this is where I stay. You two, you're good kids. Seed waits. Move along.
I'm not comfortable leaving you alone.
I understand. I won't be along for much longer. But you have things to do.
No.
And she just sort of, kind of turns a little bit away from you in this sort of like, yeah, I'm done talking to you now, sort of mode. And just kind of, is looking at the various monuments.
We keep pressing A, we'll keep getting the same dialogue.
So I look at Kenneth and say, I'm not sure what to do now. You are muted.
Thank you. I think we should do what she says and just leave her here to do her thing.
Go. I'm not a child. I was doing much more dangerous things before you were even born. Go.
Now Kenneth's curious. Like, what kind of dangerous things? I have a bad feeling. I think we need to get back to the city.
Let's just say elderly abandonment was not on my bucket list.
Why? Like, she said she wanted to be here.
She's
Who was us leaving?
She goes over. She leans over to Mashavin, takes Mashavin's hand, just like, dear, I understand. This is where my story goes right now. The voice has told me that this is where I sit. The voice has told me that you have much more important things to do right now.
Like what?
Trust an old woman.
You have to stop Escher. He's going to bring about the end of the world.
Right. Okay. If this is truly what you want.
It is.
You've said it for the third time.
Mm-hmm.
I will accept it. It has been lovely. And I hope to see you again sometime soon.
If things go well, this will not be our last meeting.
There you go. All good.
She has this sort of beatific smile on her face, like, everything's all right now.
Okay. All right, then I bid you a fond farewell. And we go off to the public link out point, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we'll switch to Tome and Landris.
Yeah.
And so, you're going to be tracking somebody through the city. Let's see if you can get their trail. Let's try something like survival or surveying. Something that you'd use for some tracking.
I got none of that. I got a 2 survival. I'm here to use my athletics and keep up with Tome while she finds the other one of her. I am here to make sure she stays safe. I'm less than useful.
Okie doke. So Tome, are you gonna do you have? I think you have a good survival if I remember correctly.
It happens to be my strongest skill, so
There
I
you
got
go.
4.
4. Okie doke. So you and Laundress run into the city behind the direction that Kenneth gave you. You are able to catch a glimpse of a figure running away. It's definitely the figure is definitely pretty far ahead of you, so you're going to have to work pretty hard to catch up. It seems to be about as fast as you are.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely. So we're going to do a quick little bit of a chase scene here. Okay. Both of you use athletics. Roll athletics and tell me what your total is.
6.
3.
3. Well, our your target only rolled a 2, so you make significant gains on it, and from back here, it does look very much like the silhouette looks very much like Toma. But she dodges around a corner, and you dodge around the corner, and she's running very recklessly in in your opinion. Definitely, seems to be, very comfortable in the running and seems to be, taking some pretty risky jumps there. So
That sounds like something I would do.
okay, let's give me another athletics roll.
Am I getting any glow off my bracelet? I assume the glow dimmed when Gela left. Has it gone back up at all?
It has not.
It has not.
A
Okay.
4.
That time it was only a 2.
Okay, well, she didn't roll. Sorry, I mean they didn't roll very well either. So yeah, you're about. I mean, you are tending to catch up. The person seems to be a bit off balance. So they're not making the best turns and such. So you guys are within sort of interaction range at this point. If there's anything that you want to do specifically.
So it's pretty apparent her Landris didn't roll very well to save her from the fire.
I mean, are you just gonna try to catch up? Or are you gonna try to try to jump in front of her? Them.
I think Tome will. Well, I will say will stop running in a motion for Landris to stop and kind of call out and say like, please, we just want a moment with you. there anything we can offer that would make you willing to talk with us?
Make a rapport roll.
I was gonna go a slightly different method. That's way more polite.
Well, I'm going to be polite to potentially to myself. I don't know. I do not. Can I do empathy?
Yeah, sure.
I was 100% gonna be just like, did the explosion in the church mean nothing to you? And just deadpan.
Oh my god.
That would get her to stop.
Can I get any bonus for this potentially being empathizing with myself? No, probably to myself. Okay, I got a 3.
Okie doke. The figure stops and turns around, and sure enough, it looks like looking in the mirror. In fact, you recognize the clothing. It's much more worn than you remember, but you have worn very similar clothing to that, but in better quality. And she just goes, "This is not the time. I can't say much because I don't remember much. So, God, nothing's set." And she turns and runs again.
I'm not going to give chase this time. I feel like we're dealing with a time travel situation here, given the agedness of the same outfit and the comments we just got about literally mentioning it's not the time. And I am going to trust my future self's intentions and not try to screw it up or create a paradox or whatever.
But that's how we end the world.
So, and that's when the earth shaking starts happening again.
Okay, that'll stop Landris. Because Landris is just like, so this person was spying on us. They're clearly another Tomei. Nobody has told Landris to stop giving chase. He's about to sprint again. But if there's an earthquake and real Tomei is actually, like staying put, and Nome is the one running off, seemingly unfazed by the earthquake.
Kenneth and Mishavan, when you link in, you link into into Denis and into the middle of the earthquake.
Oh boy.
It's definitely enough for you to make that you would have to get your legs under you. It's not enough to cause any structural damage or anything like that, but.
So this isn't like an emergency Facebook situation.
So now what are you doing?
It's an average day in California.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we've got two groups, Tomei and Landris. We've got Kenneth and Mishavan. What are you guys doing?
I think a D message saying, would you like to meet up and we should get back together, and there have been developments.
You get the message.
Landris is still kind of doing a double take, trying to, because this is the Tomei we know. That is also a Tomei, and he's supposed to protect the group. She's leaving the dang group, but I can't leave this one. Landris is very confused. He has
Other Tomei knows this, and she's giggling as she runs away,
So
this is losing his shit right now.
So if we have a time travel situation here, that does not seem possible in the realm of any technology that we have previously encountered. And I can only imagine that if that is what's happening here, it must have some connection to the seed. And I'm concerned that if we don't get to the seed soon, well, either we're going to create a paradox or we're going to lose our chance to enter into this saving our past selves time loop. So I feel like this may be our moment to try to get to the seed and make the best use of it that we can, because it seems like that's what we already decided to do.
Yeah. These are in Laundress's age, right?
That's a good point. Right. So we would need to retrieve the keys from there and meet back up in Denis.
Okay, is that the plan?
I think so.
Okay, where are you going to meet in Diddy?
I have an idea.
Do tell.
So as y'all are on your way, I can write a linking book directly to where this supposed seed location is.
You would have to be there to do it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So if Landris looks like he's writing in a journal.
Okay, so you're going to go
Totally
there.
being
You're going to go
super
there ahead of
stealthy.
them and write a linking book and wait for them there. Is what you're saying?
Well, no, I was gonna write the linking book like as I'm passing by, so that it's at least somewhere in the general vicinity. Totally, I'm nonchalantly writing in a notebook, right? I'm just keeping a journal as I'm walking.
Okay.
Helen's gonna show up and scream at me. Then I'm gonna link back to my age with the linking book to, you know, right where the seed is, quote unquote. And then we can just link right in there, unawares.
That sounds like a great idea. Right, link right into the middle of the gathering of the cult members.
Yeah, link right next to the door. Catch them not only by surprise, but totally unawares.
If you're willing to spend the fate point, I'll let you pull that one off.
I'd 100% spend that fate point.
There we go.
Fate point all day.
Okie
You've
doke.
got 4 fate points to kill.
Yep.
Okay, so you've got your link, and then you're all meeting back at the office.
I mean, I don't want to leave linking books to Landris's age around, so yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you meet the office in the cave. So now you're met at the office. What are you doing?
Thank you so much for getting my grandma to Kenneth's parents. They were receptive. They're taking good care of her.
Right.
About that. She wouldn't go. She wanted to visit her mother's grave.
Her
And
mother
she
what do you mean
insisted-
she wouldn't go? She's out of her mind. You can't listen to her.
Except that she seemed to really be with it once we got out of Honey.
You wouldn't
And
go.
she knew exactly where, like, in Lost Hope, to go to get to her mother's grave. Like, she's been there before.
Okay, can you at least describe this location to me, put it on a map, and I'm gonna have to go check back on her later because this is not what we agreed to.
She insisted that we leave.
Yeah,
You're supposed to respect your elders.
I completely understand, and she explicitly told me that I had to leave.
So fun little thing, and Junie made me think of this. Tomei just came back without Landris. How do you know it's not fake Tomei?
How do we know other Tomei isn't not fake Tomei?
I'm saying, like, you didn't ask to see the names on the arm or anything. She just came back without Landris. So
True.
I mean, we can assume that you go ahead and check the names on
I
the
honestly
arm.
think Kenneth assumes she can tell the difference.
yeah,
Like,
Maybe that's a bad.
this one doesn't have a goatee.
Oh, by the way, Landis,
Yes, not the
Landis
evil
is
mirror.
on a
one.
long vacation.
Okay.
She said not to worry about him.
We'll check. Checking the arm seems like a wise idea.
Yep. It looks as you would expect.
Okay.
Looks fresh.
No offense.
Okay.
So yes, I tell Tomei I in fact draw a detailed diagram of Lost Hopes saying, "Here is your great grandmother's grave. Here is the bench a few feet away where your grandmother wanted to sit."
Okay, she seems placated for the moment, and she acknowledges that she was not there to handle the situation, and so she's gonna give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Are you guys going to do anything specific before Laundress shows up?
Mm.
I'm not sure. Like,
Nothing is coming to mind.
Okay. So we'll fast forward then. Laundress comes in with his brand new linking book. Like, okie doke. What's the plan? What are you going to do?
Laundress, what did you see when you arrived at those coordinates?
No, what did I see? What I read?
It was it was an abandoned or at least very little used building owned by the Guild of Chemists. It seemed to be some sort of laboratory.
okay.
You know.
Murder Rock Factory.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So no, he'd explain. Yeah, it looks like a rundown chemist building.
For some reason, it hadn't been. The chemists had abandoned it for some reason and haven't rebuilt it or renovated or anything.
These things happen.
I have
There's
quick
always
thing.
an abandoned warehouse.
Maybe we
An
should
abandoned
check
warehouse
and
in the
see-
Great Zero, though. That seems odd.
Yeah.
What, Kennick?
Sorry, Kennick, go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, maybe we should check and see on the dummy key that we left with the tracking device in it, because that might tell us if we should expect company
Mhm.
Oh,
at said warehouse.
the
Good
one
thought.
in the... Oh, the right, the
Lost Hopes.
We left one
Fake-
with the tracking device
the
in.
fake key.
Ishma?
Yeah.
No, it was
That's-
what was that?
Yes, we should
Yeah.
check that.
That's
So are you just checking for
to see if the signal, like where signal is, if it's still in Ishna or if it's elsewhere.
is it you're checking Mashaman?
Yes.
You don't even have to do much. It's it's in Denis. It's definitely it's not cross age at this point. So you're getting a clear signal. It's
Okay.
nothing you have to do like weird stuff through a key or anything like that. So
You should have checked this sooner.
Might have been wise.
Yeah,
All right.
I
well,
just remembered it, guys. Sorry.
I'm glad somebody did.
Wait, where in Denis do we have more detailed information?
Is it at an old chemist warehouse?
Yeah.
um,
Where is it?
go ahead and make an engineering roll at 3.
All right. I will do this.
It's Helen's house.
I will be thankful that my engineering skill is 4 because I rolled a 0.
Okay, so yeah, you can try. You can sort of triangulate it, and yeah, it seems to be in the same direction of where that last location is from from where you are.
Right?
So yeah, you'd guess it's probably the same place.
Okay, so the cult of the tree is there, trying to open the door. We tell the Relima so that they can sweep in and be like, "Hey, we heard that the cult of the tree was going to hang out in this random warehouse. Oh my goodness, they were there. See us!" And then like go and unlock it later ourselves, like
How do you know they're not moving the seed right now?
because our keys weren't cut exact.
Yeah, it's not a functional key.
It wasn't a functional key.
In
But they don't
theory,
know
in theory they're standing very frustrated at the gate or whatever right now.
Yeah.
Can we do some retroactive notice checks of some kind where Landris keeps an eye out for anyone lurking in the area, and also like any keyholes for the keys? Is that something that Landris could have?
You want me to roll notice? Okay, we'll try.
No, Laundress was pretty focused on making the linking book, which is kind of hard to do to write while you're walking, especially when it comes to Gyro Hefty.
He totally had like 3 shadows, and they all watched him like link back to like, we're like, dang. They're like literally looking over his shoulders, like, "Oh, we don't recognize this age."
Okie doke. So
think we're
what's the
ready to-
plan? What's the next step?
Also, do we see anything in the linking panel of we've been kind of using those like security cameras.
Yeah.
We can do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the linking panel's a real-time thing. Yeah, there are some, you do see some people going in and out of the building,
Oh,
including a very distinctive-looking, like bald guy with a mustache.
Uh-huh.
okay.
So I think the first question is, do we tell Audrey that this is where the cult is doing their master plan? And the second question is, do we go ourselves? I think the answer to the second one is yes. The
Yeah.
first one I am not sure about.
I just think we need to clear it out because the cult of the tree knows we're onto them. So they're going to come looking for us. So if we can get someone to intercept and take care of them for us, then we should be free to do what we want to do. Right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well, the enemy of my enemy is someone I don't have to fight right now.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, this is the time
I
to make your
know-
plans.
Ooh, what if we
It's a baby.
pass the information to Tolina, who we kind of trust now, who's kind of a decent sort?
Is a small child. Sorry, I'm distracted.
Aw.
Sorry, somebody was unhappy for a minute.
Aw.
Needed some dad time.
Mhm.
Say hi to everybody. Look. Down here.
Hi.
Hello.
Wave. Look, they're waving at you.
Look, baby. Hello.
Welcome to Denis.
There.
I know there's a baby
This
on
is
that
seeing
screen
how
too.
infrequently they have to blink. Like, I find that astonishing. There's no one who takes longer to blink than a child watching you eat French fries at McDonald's. Like,
Yep.
Great
over the
quote.
back of the seat, right? Like, I mean, like,
Okie doke. So
Landris wasn't paying attention.
that's okay. So the plan is then, this is the time to make your plan.
Okay, we want to make sure that the Relima do not in any way come into possession of the seed. We don't want to give them more power, whatever kind of power it is. So it is definitely playing with fire a little bit to invite them on site to this location because they did not previously know this location. We tore that page out of the book we gave to them. And so we'd be giving them a big piece of information if we tipped them off to this.
Okay, so we go in first, and if things go south, someone sends a message to Adri saying, "Help! Cult of the Tree is here."
Did you think we could, what if we gave them, like, put them on alert and we're like, could you come to this, like, sector and not, like, give them a precise location, but we're like, we might, I don't know if maybe they wouldn't accept that. Maybe they would just spy on us. But I wonder if there's some way we could, like, get them, to essentially ready in action to come rescue us.
We could tell them that we're investigating potential cult activity in Denis. We'll update as needed.
Yeah, maybe
That
just
seems-
start with that.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems good.
I love that Adri's in on our, by the way, we're not solo thing. Every time he walks past Dylan's office, he's like, so yeah, I still think it would be a good idea to have the Relima help us to maybe get rid of some extra cultists. Ooh. Their option is we contact the cultists and say, we have your key, come to this location, but have that be the location we give the Relima and have the cultists just show up and then they can rest them. And then we go to the warehouse because all the cultists have left.
Hey, if you want to try that, we can do some rolls.
I wonder if we could also create a diversion very similar to what you suggested, but the Relly must still have one of the cult captive. And we can say, let's set up a trade. We want to, we don't want to, maybe you give us some information. We give you your friend back, and maybe it's a setup, but it's a distraction. So the cult kind of moves away from this Guild of Chemists building.
if I was following the evil overlord list, I would definitely not be distracted from enacting my master plan.
Right. Also, the dude that we captured said he was expendable too.
You know what? That's a good point. Yeah.
Sorry to shoot you down.
No. That makes sense.
Clearly, we get a murder rock. We set it off nearby. And they will be very distracted by a murder rock. I mean, we're distracted by murder rocks all the time.
Laundress
Not
is
wrong.
distracted by murder rocks.
Hey, they blew up our side of our building with one. We all got distracted by that. Mishavin was home watching, and just suddenly, boom. Then we were all distracted.
Okie doke. So here's the time that we figure out what we're going to do.
Enough
Regardless,
discussion. Do something.
we have to get at least the majority of the cultists out of the building because we can't take them all. We are only 4 people.
Okay,
And
then
we can't risk the keys falling into their hands. So-
I like Alana's plan, or Kenneth's plan. I forget now. Here,
Doesn't matter.
say we have a key. We went in. Meet us here. Tell the Royima that this is where we're looking.
My goodness. Because we can even just say we have 8, like the key, like saying, implying
Yep.
that only one of their keys doesn't work.
Yeah, I think I like that idea.
Because yeah, they need the Heller key from us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Technically, they need all the keys from us.
In
They
theory,
actually need all the keys, but we could give them, like, they could end up with the Heller key and it wouldn't do any good.
Okie doke.
So, yep, that's our plan.
Okie doke. Let's go ahead and roll. Have everybody rolled deceive? Out of
right.
4, and this is sort of a group activity. So think about how you can help each other or that sort of thing. But let's start with that.
I don't have deceive.
It's just
I only got
is it just a
I only
straight
got
roll
a
then?
2.
Yeah.
I only got a 2.
Let me think.
I'm not looking great.
I got a -1, but can I spend a fate point and reroll?
Yes.
What are you invoking?
I guess I'll invoke maybe undercover public figure that
That'll
I've
work.
been maintaining a ruse for a long time.
That'll work.
I can't think of it.
I got a -3.
Oh, that you're lucky. There's no critical failures in fate games.
Right, so I got a +2. I'd like to spend a fate point and invoke. I'm going to invoke 2 clever engineer,
Okay.
and I'm going to add. Let's see. Like, I'm gonna add unnecessary obfuscations to like the. I want to suggest like unnecessary obfuscations to the message, so it looks like it's in code or something like that, but is obviously not in code. I don't know how to describe this exactly. I want to make it
like putting a deception in there. It's obviously bad, so that they don't realize that the actual deception is deception. Correct? It's
Yes,
like Victor
yes, that's it.
Victoria. Like he's playing a man, a woman dressed up as a man, dressing up as a woman, but then they make her a count because everyone will be focused on the fact
Now-
that she couldn't possibly be a count, that they'll never notice that she's not a man dressing up as a woman.
There is. I mean, that's a pretty clever idea, and you're really too clever. So
Well, yeah,
if
I
that
wanted
were
to do
if
it
we're the
badly.
obviously too clever, that could cause a problem. I say offering a fate point. So you can something bad can go wrong, and you accept the fate point, or you can spend one of your fate points and buy off the compel. Is this the time that you want something to go wrong or not?
Always. No.
Hmm.
That was three.
So there's something in me that says I want to know what's going to happen.
I already got a -3, man. We all know maintainer looking to it. Talon's about to come and rip me a new one in the middle of all of this.
Yeah, I'll take the fate point.
Okie doke. So we will see what happens. Okie doke. So, okay, so you're sending your messages. What other preparations are you making before you make your move?
Would it make sense? I don't know how stealthy we're looking to be. Would it make sense for Tome to scope things out a little bit just outside the building first?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Make a stealth roll at 3.
Okay. And can I still use my +2
Yes.
from +3? Okay. Cool. That is a 1 + 3 is 4 + 2 is 6.
Wow.
Okie doke. So that excels.
It does.
So, we'll give you an aspect of eyes on everything with a free invoke, so that you go in there and you manage to slip past and you can pretty much see everything that's going on. Inside, there's a lot less people in there than what you saw coming in and out through the linking panel. There's 3 people in there. There's 3 people in various guild clothing, and then there's that very distinctive bald man with the mustache. He is trying to, he has pulled aside one of the some sort of panel off of one of the walls, and is trying to do something with some sort of machinery or something inside the wall. He seems very, very angry and is yelling at everyone. Um, but there doesn't, except for those 4 people total, there doesn't seem to be anybody around. So I mean, you guys have managed to clear out the area, except for those 4.
Okay, so it seems like we succeeded at
Yes.
clearing out the area. Can I tell whether the machinery in the wall is one of those handprint readers?
There seem to be some sort of like keyholes in it.
Keyholes. Okay.
He's trying to pick the lock, basically.
Right. And are all 4 of these people pretty engrossed in the task? Does anyone seem to be keeping a lookout?
No one's really keeping a lookout.
Okay.
They're not particularly, I mean, they're watching him, and they're sort of like trying to kind of stay out of his way because he's definitely, swearing at them and, gesticulating and that sort of thing. But none of them have are making a lookout at all.
Okay. And is there just one main entrance into this building?
Yeah. There's only one real main entrance.
And there are windows.
Oh, there are windows, and there are some emergency exits because it is a laboratory. It had some some emergency stuff, but yeah.
We're gonna need some rope.
Okay.
You're just walking up. So what you guys doing?
Ooh. I think Kenneth and Mishavan together could come up with some sort of like a short effect cast bomb that we could
Probably.
throw in there and knock them out.
Yeah.
And then
I
I
don't know.
like
use our keys.
chloroform to you.
Because they're all kind of in the same area.
Oh, I mean, what did you expect at an old Guild of Chemists building? Probably just knock something over.
There you go. So, what are you doing?
Do we need to be worried about the logistics of linking books if Tomei wants to return versus stay on site?
You'd have to walk back, but yeah.
I would have to walk back, right, as opposed to linking through their location. Yeah. Okay. So Tommy relays all of this information.
Mhm.
I think he's on board with Kenneth and Mishavin's, or with Kenneth's plan. If Kenneth and Mishavin want to work on something, she can stay here, keep an eye on the situation, and help implement the plan whenever either one of them arrives with the new equipment.
Okay, so Kenneth
Don't
and,
have
and
long,
Mishavin?
so- Yeah. So yeah, I have pretty good craft.
As do I.
Yeah. So how best do we join forces to create this
One of
sort of
you
thing?
should probably create an aspect, a support
Okay.
aspect, and then the other one will actually do the actual final roll.
Because I do have the expert maker of rock soup, which
That,
what we've used in the past to be a collaborative sort
mhm.
of.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
need, it's an easy thing to tag if you need it.
So yeah, I could invoke that, and I can be the support.
Okay. Um,
Plus, I probably have the herbs necessary.
all right.
Pull this off. Hopefully, something that like will go away quickly.
Why
So
don't
that
you
we can.
can
Oh,
it
we have
make a
maintainer
craft
soup.
roll? Can it make a craft roll?
Mhm.
Sure.
Just to see how well we're doing with that, and it's not going to be that hard. So
Sorry.
it's going to be versus a
I
3.
got I got a 5.
Okay,
So,
so yeah, you definitely can create a support aspect. It has a +1 on it, a free +1 which you can pass around. So Mishavin,
A free invoke, you mean?
yeah, free invoke.
Okay. So I want to craft, I guess in essence, some sort of sealed thing where I can toss it and it will trigger and release a gas.
Okie doke. Let's go at engineering versus a 4.
Okay. That seems doable. Watch me screw it up. That's a +1 from the roll, and my engineering's +4, and I will tag the support aspect that Kenneth made for a total of +7.
yep.
+7. Okie doke. And that was versus 4, so that's an Excel.
Exactly.
So,
Mhm.
okay, so you've got a really tight little weapon there, and and we'll give you the aspect after you use it. Your extra aspect after you use it with the extra invoke.
Sure.
Picture Landris showing up in the maintainer suit with this little ball, just like, oh no, this isn't the quarantine area. Quick, don't let it hit the. Oh no!
Okay, what is Laundress doing?
That would be great actually, because they wouldn't like it'd be like, what's that maintainer doing in a maintainer suit?
No, this isn't the quarantine zone.
Someone needs to get the keys from
So
Landris.
Landris would probably. Oh man, because we're about to go into a place where. So all of Landris's age books have been accounted for. We've been very, very studious about this. But we're about to go into a place where Landris is probably going to have to give everybody a copy of the Landris age book because we need a quick get out in a worst case scenario, right?
Fair.
So you're gonna carry some books on you.
Well, we're all. I think we're all going to be carrying at least.
Yeah,
one.
it can't be any worse than carrying the keys with us. So.
Right, exactly. We're carrying the keys. We're already at the end. So, but my thought process is there a way, because Landris is terrible at this, but he knows on more than one occasion, when we have linked back to the age, somebody's gotten screwed over. Like Landris wound up getting pushed into parachute jellies. Shavin got swarmed by bugs. Can I use our link in point to basically make like a little tripwire or something so that we can step over it because we're going to know it's there? But anybody else who links in is totally going to trip over this tripwire and like get doused in parachute jellies and terrible bugs.
Sure.
Like Home Alone style.
Make a craft or
paint cans.
engineering roll.
Please let there be paint cans. It's not worth
Make
it.
a
There's
what?
no paint
Make a
cans.
craft or engineering roll.
So cool. That's a 2.
Oh, huh? We will see how that goes. Okay.
Sure, it's not going to
What's
go
with all the
great, but
marbles?
it's right. Exactly. Yeah, all the fire marbles right there, so they are
Like,
sure to slip and
but they're
fall.
really
into the...
big, right? So you
Yeah.
can't really step on them and roll. I love it.
Okay, so what are you guys doing then?
I think
we
it's
should-
about time to charge.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have the keys?
Yeah.
Yeah, Laundress went and got them.
Okay.
Okay.
I got the keys. Everybody has a laundress book.
I might suggest that we should not have the keys all on one person. Maybe each person should take a different key.
Good
Agreed.
plan.
All right. So who's
So
got?
who has
Which one
this
of you
then?
doesn't have a key on you?
Come because she's not there.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll
Okay, so
take
you guys
Heather
link
because I
through
blew
then?
up there.
You guys link through?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, you link through, and you can you look. I mean, you can still. Tomei has got the right place where she can show you kind of what's going inside without being detected. And it's what you saw before. It's that sort of thing. But as you're getting ready, you hear from the shadows behind you. What are you doing here? It's Adri who comes up. Who comes out of the shadows.
Well, at least it's not telling.
We stand there holding gas grenades. Like,
What are you doing here, Adri? You're gonna blow our cover.
I mean, that message. I mean, obviously you guys were up. You were up to something. So I had to figure out. So I had I started looking around. And I figured this is the best thing I could come up with. So yeah. I mean, someone cited Tomei down here, so I came down here as fast as I could.
Oh no. Which Tomei though?
Great.
I'm not gonna say that out loud.
don't say that out loud.
Adri, there's a very valuable cult member in Lost Hopes right now. She's sitting over here at this gravestone.
No.
The cult gets her again. It's going to be very bad.
No. Well,
No. I dislike that idea.
At
Yeah,
this point,
understand.
an alarm goes off inside the library. I mean, sorry, not the library, inside the laboratory. Like it's a sort of containment problem klaxon.
All right. I think. Tell Adri, we'll discuss this later. And I toss the grenade at the cultists.
Yes.
Do you have finesse at all?
Yes, I do. Out of 1.
Okay, make a finesse roll at 3.
I feel like Tomei's rubbing off on Mishaben.
Well,
awesome.
maybe a little. Well, that's a 0. So a total of 1.
He drops it. Kenna can run up and go and try hack it again.
Well, I wanted to.
I got athletics. I can pitch it real hard.
Well, yeah, I wanted to invoke an aspect of can't resist a game.
Okay.
Saying I have expertise in this sort of like what is it called? The game with the French name where it's the little that one yes, bocce ball, just tossing it right into the middle of them. This is exactly like bocce ball. So I'll take a +2 for that to give me a 3 total.
Oh, okie doke. So you toss the ball in just as the people are running out of the building, hastily, because of the klaxon, and you toss the ball in, and you manage to hit one of the cultists square in the chest.
No.
Oh shoot.
And the thing, your thing explodes. Goes.
Yeah. Perfect.
And it's great, except it's at the door. So some of it's pouring out.
Okay.
The Adri problem solved.
And I was just like, what's going on?
Cultist.
Okay. So yeah, so you've got
like it's not gonna kill him. What's the problem?
So yeah, you've got this pile.
More prisoners.
You've got this pile of cultists at the door who've all been knocked out. And as they were trying to get through the door, including the distinctively bald one, are just completely out cold, in the doorway. And there's knockout gas wafting in and out the building.
Okay.
And Audrey's covering covering his mouth and backing away.
Pop a window.
What are you guys doing?
Okay, I assume the alarm went off because of us. I don't.
Right, that
does
was
not
my
think there's
thought, too.
actually anything dangerous going on in the chemistry lab, and whether or not that's a good assumption or a bad assumption. That's what she.
I think it went off because they were mucking with the lock. That's my assumption. And they don't want to get in trouble with the other cultists.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
I'm going to invoke my resource of Home Lab, where I can declare that I had a piece of equipment.
Sure.
I'm going to say I had a gas mask.
Good idea.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah. I was going to go for set the anchor point and just charge right in and try and clear it out from the other side.
I mean, you could do both.
Yeah.
I think.
I assumed we were all inside the building. Was that a bad assumption?
You were in front of it.
Yeah.
I was walking past when I wrote the book, so we can't be inside.
Yeah.
I see. I thought we snuck in. Now I get it. Okay.
You were on the way to sneak in when this all happened at once.
Ah, gotcha.
Coincidentally.
Yeah, there was nothing stealthy about our arrival. Landers doesn't do stealthy.
And someone had a compel issue there. So yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I will say. Let's see.
I mean, I would have thought we would have brought masks with us, knowing we're working with knockout gas.
If you're willing to spin a fate point,
something
Mashavan, I'll say
I
you
did
brought
mention-
masks for everybody.
I did mention it that we
I'm
should
sorry,
have
I missed it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
If either Kenneth or Mashavan is willing to spin a fate point, I'll say that you guys brought them for everybody.
I can spend a fate point.
Okay.
Okey-doke.
You were the one dealing with the actual chemical bits.
Yeah.
Okey-doke. So yeah, so you guys have masks. I am assuming that you brought one for Tome as well.
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
of course.
Adri is backing away, coughing.
Yeah, sorry, Adri.
And there's a pile of cultists in the doorway. What are you doing?
Right. We'll go in.
Yeah, I guess we don our mask all Gestapo style.
Yeah, because we got to get into Toma before she gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Well, Tome would have met up with you, so.
Oh, we went right
Yeah.
outside? Okay,
Yeah.
well, yeah, we should just totally make our way in. A pile of cultists at the doorway should, I mean, yeah, it should be a deterrent.
Okay.
I don't think we want Adri to see what we're doing. Adri won't follow us in because he doesn't have a gas mask, presumably. But
There you go.
he could watch us, and I don't think we want him to watch us through the windows.
Audrey
Right.
seems busy. Audrey seems busy.
Busy
Okay.
not passing out.
He's not passing out, but he's coughing a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's go do this now.
Okay, yeah, you guys rush in.
Mhm.
The panel on the wall is open, and it is a rather complex bit of machinery with 3 keyholes in it. Kind of like you would, like if you saw in the old, movies about nuclear warheads where they have to go in and all turn the key at once.
Yeah.
There's 3 of those in a row.
The Landers is going to obscure Shavan's vision a little bit, so we don't run into the snowstone unturned.
Okay.
We're stuck
Well-
here for 6 hours while he figures out this whole machine.
Oh, what
I was just gonna say I wanted to make an engineering roll to get like the gut basic idea. What does this thing do?
okay. Make an engineering roll at 3.
And it'd be good to know which key goes where.
Right. Like,
Mhm.
is this a bomb? Is this a blimp? Those are key differences. Ooh, okay.
The end of the world.
Right.
Apparently,
so
the ending
that,
has been written.
that is a total of 3. Yes.
Okie doke. It's a locking mechanism for some sort of door.
All right. It's a doorway. and Heller on the left, Ishna in the middle, Kellen on the right.
So who's doing the turning?
Well, I had the Heller key.
3 of us with keys, right?
Okay, there you
Yep.
go.
Yep. We
So I
do the
will
thing.
step back.
Well, so I'm gonna put the Heller key in the lock, and then I'm gonna offer for Tome. Like, she's the one who, like, this really matters the most for. If she'd like to turn the key. Heller was kind of the place that really kicked everything off.
I think for now, Tome appreciates the gesture, but I think she assumes that there might be some other phase of this where she won't be needed, and right now she wants to let the rest of you turn the keys. She also kind of is worried about whether this whole thing is going to have some kind of power over her, like how she's going to be called upon to fulfill her destiny. So she's taking a couple steps back, I think.
Okay, doke. So you guys ready to turn the key?
Naturally centered in the middle of the door, though.
There you go.
Sorry.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. You turn the keys. There's a kind of a clunk, 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 and the wall kind of parts, as if it was, the facade for like a much very complex sort of vault door. It pulls apart, and in the room, there's a small chamber inside, and it's decorated very much like the chambers that were below the trading post or uh, the supply posts in Heller.
Right.
And at this sort of kind of central altar bit, there's a big white stone box with intricate carvings of trees, blooming and all kinds of stuff all around it.
Session break.
Well, we got, and it's about yay big,
Right.
yay
This
big.
is this is big enough for us to grab it and link to Landris's age with. Something's fishy here.
So
You want to steal it?
Okay. There is also there's a mechanism next to it that's got like kind of like a hook through one part of it, so it's like locking it down, and there's a hand plate there.
Okay.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, I suppose, similar to previous hand
It
plates. that we've
is,
seen.
as a matter of fact.
Okay. So
Is the room empty elsewise?
Yeah. I mean, there's still some gas that's floating in, but yeah.
And
okay,
is
so-
there a way to close the door we just walked in?
Yes.
Okay, at first
We
say we
lock
closed the door we
ourselves in?
walked in. Yeah, because if we lock ourselves in with the keys, ain't nobody else getting in.
That's true.
And then we can figure out what to do with the box.
Right,
So-
without worried about the Reluma or the cult showing up.
Okay.
I was thinking exactly the same thing, so I'm totally behind you on that one.
Right. So once we are secure in here, I want to turn to Tome and say, you don't have to do this.
Thanks, Mashavin. I am not sure what the right thing to do is, but we need to find a way forward. Is there any, am I feeling like, is Tome feeling any compulsions?
There's
Like,
no compulsions or anything like that.
compulsions.
No, you
No?
are completely under your own control. You have your wits about you.
We could just steal the box and hide it somewhere. You don't have to open it.
I don't want to do what the cult wants us to do, but I do want to try to do something good for the world. Is there a way that we can do exactly what we've been told we're here to do, but make it work out for the best? Is it?
You gotta make a choice. You are
sounds
now
like a
locked
great
in.
question.
You are now locked into this little chamber.
That sounds like a great question we should have asked future Tome.
So, are you gonna unlock the locking mechanism?
this is what we came here to do.
Okay.
So yeah, she'll put
Yep,
her
it
hands on it.
unlocks under it blips just the reader blips just like the other ones did. It unlocks. It's a pretty heavy stone box. You'd probably need something, some sort of tool to get it open. But
Mhm.
two of you could probably lift it together if you wanted to lift
Okay.
it.
How about linking with it? How does that work?
You could probably pull it off. Um, with You could probably pull it off. One of you would have to heft it for long enough by yourself.
I got great athletics, guys.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
good there.
Actually-
Somebody just needs to go disable my Home Alone style booby trap.
Interestingly enough, it would be also just as easy to leave the keys inside the chamber and link out. Without the keys, they can't open the chamber.
that's true, but yeah. But
Well,
what
and
are you
if
guys going to do here? So you've
You
got.
could write a book to link into the chamber, though, so that if you really,
Yeah.
Did you
100%
bring any
gonna do
blank books
that.
with you?
Of course, Landris always has linking books with
he
him.
does always have blank books.
Like,
He
I
brings
am
the
always
books,
writing
like
books.
nothing.
Why?
Okay.
That is true.
So it's an option is that if we want to think elsewhere, Laundress could write a book for the chamber and we could leave everything in here and it would be safe,
Y'all have got a great idea.
Go for it.
but it's up to you, Toma. You're the one, but Kenneth's really worried because she didn't like some of the things Grandma said, like, of being like, but yeah, I don't think Kenneth thinks that this Toma she met could
The
be
earth
future.
starts to shake again.
So
It's not stopping.
Light a fire and suck up all the oxygen. As
what
we
is-
link out and destroy the book.
Huh.
Another
I-
linking book to come back.
Well, I wouldn't put it beyond somebody to do the brute force method on the door and just bash it in.
Well, right, but then the linking book back to Landris' age is destroyed.
True. But
Yeah.
I think this is Tomei's decision.
This is, yeah.
Shaking.
I think we just need to take this box and get out of here. I don't think we have time for anything else, and I don't know if we have the tools to open it where we are. So I think we should take the box and get out of here, but I also think we should open it as soon as we're in a safe place, because if there is some way that it can help us change things for the better, save some people, like it seems like disaster is imminent. So I think we need to get into this and figure out what it has to offer.
If someone
Sounds
touches
good.
the box, does anything happen?
Nope.
So Tomei can't get the box open either. No one can get it open without tools.
Yeah.
I mean, Mashavan could, if he tried, probably. You'd have to make a roll.
I think we should link out of here first.
Okay.
Okay, where are you linking to? Laundress' age?
That's
I think
That's the one that's
only
off the
safe
grid.
place.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. I've got the athletics to carry the box if somebody wants to disable the trap.
I'll go first to disable the trap.
Okie doke. You make a quick. You link through. Make a quick engineering roll.
Of course.
Probably at a 4 because you're trying to do it quick.
Mhm. That's a -1. Oh dear. No, that's a -2 on the roll, so a total of 2.
Laundress trips over the tripwire.
Well,
No, Mashavan does.
yeah.
Yeah, the shaman trips over the tripwire.
I'm about to light a fire and grab a box. Is what I'm
So
about to do.
I want to again invoke 2 clever engineer
Uh-huh.
first with using a fate point, and I see what Laundress has done. I instantly see how it could be made better.
Yes.
It's not hard to make it better. I'm gonna be honest.
And
Poor Laundress.
so I make it better, but I also include the details to be defined later. But I include a way where someone standing nearby could flip a switch to disable it.
Uh-huh. Okay, but you do manage to disable it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. So who's linking in through next? Landris?
Yeah,
Can-
and I sent a message saying you're good to go.
Can Tome help carry the box? Can maybe Tome and Kenneth can carry the box through, and then Landris can stay behind to burn the books?
To link it through,
It
it's got to be held. It's got to be mostly held by one person.
And
Okay,
it does
thank
have
you
good
for that.
athletics. Like I've got a +3 to athletic, so it's not crazy. But she can also burn a book.
But I've got that first one in, last one out.
Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna have to
Yes.
be the last person out of here.
So maybe give me the box. Yeah?
You gonna heft it then?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Make an athletics roll at 4.
No. Here. It's a 1. That's not good.
Well, I mean, you can still heft it. I mean, you can heft it. It's just you're just gonna be a little unstable.
Yeah. I mean, I have like no pain, no gain, but.
Okay. Here. Okay. You can find something that you can link a book. You can not link a book. You can spend a fate point, or you can succeed at a cost.
Well, let's succeed at a cost then.
Okay. Okay. So you mentioned you're kind of like and then you got it, and you put your hand down on the linking book. Wow. 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 Okay. Tome, are you next?
Yeah.
So you link through, and Landris, what are you doing?
So I'm starting to fire to burn this book.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how bad is this shaking around me?
It's consistent, but actually, roll a notice roll at a 4.
That's a 3. Neurotically cautious when it comes to performing evaluations of ages to get me to.
I'll let you do that one.
Woo.
So that's it. So feels like there's 2 different types of jarring going on. There's an earthquake, but then there seems to be something like very, like extra like jerks in it, like some sort of explosion nearby, as well.
Oh, great. Cool. Well, I gotta burn this book. So, Dunny
Someone blew up
can
the lab?
help itself right now.
Yeah.
So I set a fire,
Okay.
and then I link through, making sure the book gets burned.
Okie doke. So the book burns away. You link through. So Mashavan's already there. Kenneth links through. Hofting the box. Tome links in. Laundress links in. And this is when Kenneth loses her balance and kind of stumbles backwards into one of the walls, where then suddenly there's one of those waves of insects like swarms over her. And that's when she drops the box.
Can I try to catch it?
Um.
I could dive for it with athletics.
Yeah. Give me a 5 on that one. That's gonna be
I
a tough
mean,
one.
to be honest, if Kenneth was gonna heft this box, it wouldn't have far to drop, because how I would have done it to be safe I would have reached over and held it close to my body and walked it on my thighs.
Yeah, but you've been unbalanced,
it's not gonna be like at a height, just a head.
I don't want it to
she
crack.
would literally have waddled through with it sitting on her thighs.
But I don't want it to crack and break and cause a murder rock situation. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I see catching a falling heavy stone box is a good way to break your
Oh,
hands.
Crap. That's a +1 total. What can I invoke?
Can I also try to help with this?
Make an athletics roll at a 5.
I can do driven with a useful naivety. Reroll.
I don't think that's really physical enough.
Yeah.
I got a 5 on my athletics.
Oh, good, because I'm at a 1.
Okay, so you do Okay, so Laundress makes a dive for it. It like gets a hand under it and like accidentally kind of knocks it askew, but before it hits the ground, Tomei is also making dive for it at the same time, manages to get her hands under it. It still like clunks on the ground, but she's got most of it in hand. You're going to be probably a minor consequence for your hands under it. It does crack, however, and when
Get
it
her back.
cracks, once it cracks, there's like light coming out from inside of it,
Oh no.
and it sort of shaking just a little bit, but
Like it seems volatile. Like it's
sort of like, yes, it's like whatever's inside of it is kind of bouncing around, and like there's this light that starts streaming out the crack. So whatever's in there has become active.
oh dear.
Run away.
So what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
We're
running
kind
away.
of sitting on
We
butt
either,
staring at it.
right, we either open the box all the way or just chuck the thing in the river.
I would say, yeah, jellyfish swarm. Take it away. But
Wouldn't try to pick it up when it's cracked. I think our options are either sit there and see what happens, or we link out.
Oh yeah, we can just run.
Oh, so well, Landers would suggest checking our Ds before we link out to make sure that, because there were explosions and a tremor.
I'm inclined to open it. Mishavan's curious what they were all after.
You're gonna like grab like a like something crowbarish and like you can
Put a maintainer suit on first.
Well, I'm gonna. I'll say. To be honest, I'm curious what everyone is after. Is anyone against me opening the box at this point?
If you don't, I think I'm pretty sure it's going to open itself.
Yeah, Landers would make sure you wear a maintainer suit.
All right, I'll suit up real quick, grab a crowbar, and open the box.
Okay, you crack open the box, and there's this big thing about yay big ball shaped, looks kind of like a pine cone maybe, or like a really big seed, and it starts to float upwards, and it's kind of shooting little like sparks in different directions, and it's like the husk on the seed starts to kind of pulsate a bit and shift, and it kind of does this slide open, and the universe just starts to fall apart all of a sudden. It's like everything around you is turned into little particles and is swirling around.
We really are going to Hunrath, aren't we?
And it all kind of swirls around for what seems like an eternity, but it isn't that long, and it kind of comes back all together, and it's very dark. You're still you're in your thing here, and in the middle of your base is a sapling that looks like it's rooted itself into the ground.
Ah.
Huh.
We're all still together.
Yeah.
You
do hear the sound. You do hear the sound of rushing water going through one of the tubes, though.
Ooh.
I'm gonna open a linking book, make sure it still works.
What linking book are you opening?
Oh, just any linking book. First one I grab.
The first one you grab. One back to the office. It's dark.
The link.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'll grab another one.
Heller. Open Heller's
check
book.
Heller.
You're gonna look at Heller? Yeah. I mean, you open the linking book to Heller, and yeah, you can see through it. You can see the dunes and such.
Because Sylvia's still there.
Right.
So the water, you hear the water come back, and it rushes past you in that usual place where like the, where the jellyfish spout goes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same sort of water. It's much clearer. There are no jellyfish in it, and it's cool. And it just keeps going.
Cool as in temperature, or cool as in interesting?
Temperature. I mean, how interesting you think it is, up to you. But
we can wait. can we or can we not use our Ds for coordinates in the universe?
In the universe, I mean, usually there has to be some sort of like maintainer's point set in
Yeah.
age
Right.
for like local stuff. Yeah.
And we had nothing like that set up
Are you looking at your
Well,
Ds?
I was saying I'm looking at the D trying to see if there's anything evident in Dunny.
Um, the Ds don't seem to be connecting right now. The last few messages you see on your D, especially Alondra's for the day, is some sort of something people talking about it's some sort of contaminant. It killed everybody. It killed everybody in the staging area. You know you know you know you know start suggest you get your maintainer suits on. Um, you know
Well, shit.
so there's
Crap.
some
I mean, sorry.
you know,
Sorry, Twitch.
So yeah, there's some sort of like something big going on. No one's really referring to it exactly, except that there are people there are groups reporting dead, and then nothing else.
Okay, so our office book doesn't work. How about the one to the quarantine zone?
It is also dark as well.
How about Lost Hopes?
Lost Hopes. Lost Hopes is there. You see through the linking panel though, a number of skeletons lying around the linking point.
Oh,
Yeah, people
Can you
fleeing.
just go to the future?
Or, well, time travel is a thing.
Well, it sounds like only the books to Denis have gone dark and the other ages still exist, but some people tried to flee to them and died, maybe.
So, is there anything hovering around the skeletons? Is it just
No. I mean, the
Kind of
area
like
does also
airplanes
look.
not
The,
reading
the area
bugs.
does look a little untended.
Oh,
right?
wait, are there still tombstones?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That was ominous. Little Discord notification. Just trying to think. Okay.
This might be a good place to stop.
We
Yeah.
gotta warn Celia and the other
Yeah,
two
where's
so
Celia?
that she doesn't go back to Dunny, because they should still be on Heller. We gotta warn them not to go back to Dunny.
I would like to believe that
I mean, their
Celia is
books should
somehow
be
in
dark.
Landris's age right now.
I guess their
But-
books are probably dark.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. I wanted to do a very quick little post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
Something. And so it's a picture. The post-credit scene. Picture. Lost Hopes. It looks exactly the way it did when Kenneth and Mashavan left there, and Gela is sitting quietly on the the bench there watching. You hear it kind of like in the back, like a ways in the background. You hear somebody scream. And she kind of nods her head. Figure comes up behind her. It's Tome, and says, "It's time to go." She's like, "Yes, it is." And they get up, and she gets up, and they Tome takes out a very small book, a small linking book, puts it in her hand like that. She Gela links through it, and then she holds the book herself, puts her hand on it, and links through, and the book goes with her.
Oh, Tome, you got Yisha magic.
And
Holding out on us.
that's where we're ending.
Very good.
Woo! So
Wow.
this went a little bit longer than I expected. So, but I'm glad that we got here. And if you're asking, yes, this was the plan from day one. So, we'll go. We'll see everybody in a month. The next meeting, the next session is on. Let me look at my calendar, which of course is not coming up now that I'm talking. It would be the 3rd of April. No fools. And so yeah, I want to thank everybody for showing up. Thank you people for staying on a little bit longer. Thanks to Thomas for showing this stuff, and we'll get much more out about that. People who are listening, if they want to, come to some of our other streams. Look at all the usual places for more information on that coming. And always buy more Cyan stuff because they're the reason we're here. And like I said, it's a little over, so I'm going a little quick. So I'll just say quickly, goodbye. Shara.
Hey, we'll see you from the abyss next time.